fine. Just go.
Let's go.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Audible Sports Podcast. I'm Casey. This is Daniel.
Hello.
That's Tony down there. And we got Steven down at the bottom. This has been a long time coming. I've been really super excited to bring you guys this show for a very long time. I'm glad these guys are along the ride with me. But we're going to start off the show by telling you a little bit about each one of us. And I guess you guys, I'll go first. So I am a huge Colts fan. I live here in the Dallas area. I have had season tickets to the Colts games the last 3 years, and I have season tickets again this year. I'll probably be at 8 to 9 Colts games this year because I've got a problem with the Colts. So that should be fun. Daniel and I...
They have a problem with you.
Yeah, that too. Daniel and I are cousins, and we were born to be Michigan Wolverines because of our grandmother, who was a huge sports fan as we grew up. She isn't with us anymore, but I think she would for sure have tuned into this podcast and be really proud of us. So a little tear moment there. I miss her a lot, but I know she'd be proud of us for starting this. She never missed a Michigan game on Saturdays, and when I would wake up, she was already tuned in to Lee Corso and the boys watching College Game Day. So she was more of a sports fan than a lot of guys. She was also a huge Cowboys fan, which is where part of Daniel's Cowboy fandom comes from.
Part of it.
Yeah, part of it.
Well,
Yeah, well, pretty much.
Most of it.
Yeah, pretty much what it was. She never missed their games when they played either, and that's when I kind of fell off the wagon because I never fully embraced the Cowboys. They tried to get me, and they have this blackmail picture of me somewhere. What's that blackmail picture of all of us? Do you have it on hand?
I don't. There's I'm actually not in it. I wasn't even alive yet. But it's you, Xander, Taylor, and Shane.
Yeah, I'm like 3 in this picture, and I'm in
Everybody's wearing
Cowboys
Cowboys
gear,
gear,
so
though.
it's pretty funny, but that's the only Cowboy picture they have of me. We have family in the Indianapolis area, and I took on being a Colts fan in the late 90s, early 2000s when I was about 10 or 11 years old. I haven't looked back since and pretty much support the horseshoe every day. It's right here on my head here. That's a little about me. Let's move on to Daniel. For those of you that don't know, I already told you guys, Daniel and I are cousins, and he hates me. Daniel, tell the world about yourself real quick.
Everybody hates you.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Okay, it's not just me.
That small bison in you.
The small bison. We'll probably tell that story later, too.
Yeah. No, man. I mean, 23 years old, a little bit younger than Casey. Well, a lot younger than Casey.
Yeah, I'm 31, so a lot younger.
Calling him old. But born and raised Cowboys fan, always have been. Back to our grandma. I mean, we followed her with the Cowboys in Michigan. We've all bonded over that and fought over it.
A lot.
Yeah. But yeah, Cowboys fan through and through. It is kind of rough. My girlfriend is an Eagles fan.
Oof.
That is rough.
I hate her for it, but I love her. So it makes it fun over here on this side. But yeah, still living down in Texas in El Paso, and I'm excited to get this started with the boys here, and we hope that you guys will stick around for the long run with us because we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. But yeah, that's pretty much it about me.
Well,
Go Cowboys.
yeah, whatever. Speaking of the long run, Tony is he's currently in El Paso, Texas. He was in Dallas, but he's about to move halfway across the world to Lithuania. Tony, tell the world about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm Tony. College buddies with Steven and Casey. So I've been across the state so far, and as you can see, I'm the only one without an actual setup. So I'm kind of just filming wherever I am at the moment. So like you said, I'm in El Paso right now for the next few months. I'll be moving out to Lithuania, probably jumping around Europe for the next few either months or years. We'll see what happens. But on the background, big Steelers fan. I could proudly say I am undefeated at Colts Stadium.
Every time we go to a Colts Steelers game in Indianapolis, the Steelers have gotten the better of the Colts. So he's like, I'm undefeated at your stadium.
It's hopefully stays that way this year. But yeah, background with the Steelers, grew up a Steelers fan. From here on out.
Yeah, well, not everybody's perfect, so.
I mean, look at you.
All right. We'll move on to Steven here. And you guys can see the big Dallas Stars flag in the background. Steven is a Dallas Stars season ticket holder, but I'll let you tell him more about himself.
Brand new season ticket holder
Yeah.
for this year. I'm so excited. I have 2 seats. Anyone ever wants to go, just let me know.
Call Steven up. He will take you to the game. They're a lot of fun.
Thank you. It is always a blast. Playoff games, especially when they make it to playoffs again this year, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So everybody knows
Um,
I'm a Red Wing fan before you think I'm a Stars fan. So, all right, but go
He's
ahead.
worn
Steven.
more. He's worn his Stars jersey at the arena more than Red Wings. So
That's
it's okay.
false.
Maybe. But anyways, born and raised in El Paso, just like all these guys. Been a sports fan my whole life. That's thanks to my dad. Uh, it's football's gonna be a little different this year without my dad, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. But we're gonna have lots of hockey. He's watching it right now, so I mean, we're gonna have a lot of fun this year. Can't wait. And then once hockey season starts, it's all in. I'll be wearing my Stars jersey the entire time.
Yeah, Steven does not miss a Stars game, even when he's at work. He's like, "Oh, they're playing. It's 1:00. I'm at work. I gotta watch this game." So, but that's enough about us here. Well, let's move into the first ever topic. Sound good to you guys?
Let's go.
All right. So we're gonna move into our top 10. We're gonna talk about fantasy football. We're gonna go into the top 10 fantasy tight ends. We're gonna give you. It's our consensus top 10. It's not like each of us gave our own top 10, and we kind of mix them all together. So I'm going to pull up the fantasy rank board here. And we'll start off with number 10 here, which you can see is, we have TJ Hockenson here. He is our consensus number 10. In 2021, TJ Hockenson finished as tight end 16 on the year. He only played 12 games, but averaged 7 fantasy points a game when he did play. He was drafted in 2019 in the top 10 of that draft to a terrible Lions team. The Lions added Jamison Williams in the draft this year and DJ Chark in free agency in the offseason. I think with the Lions getting better offensively, it raises Hawkinson's ceiling this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes as a top 5 tight end this year. For now, I personally have him ranked as tight end number 8 overall in the preseason. Steven, you have TJ Hockenson ranked number 10 in your tight end rankings. Yep. It is also your first time in our fantasy league this year. What do you have to say about TJ Hockenson being ranked 10 in our consensus ranking?
So, I had him at 10, so exactly where I had him. Detroit, they were rough last year. Let's be honest, but I think they're going to be a lot better this year as long as Jared Goff plays better. Obviously, TJ will have better stats.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So as long as the Lions play consistent, he's going to be a good tight end for the season.
Yeah, I think he's going to be solid this year. I think he'll be okay. Daniel and Tony, you guys don't even have Hockenson in your top 10. Care to weigh in on what you guys see in Hockenson?
The Lions are trash.
Yeah, that's honestly.
I can't.
They are trash, but they're going to be better. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Go, Daniel.
Honestly, he could be up there. I'm glad he's in our consensus top 10 because he's a good tight end. It's just the Lions are terrible, man.
Hey, they're going to get better. They're going to get better.
I mean, they're going to get
What are you
better.
going to say about Kyle
better.
Pitts? Kyle Pitts is going to be even higher, and they're on the worst team.
That is true.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
That's why I can see that he's there, though, because, who else you got in Detroit? Yeah.
Exactly.
They've added players, though. I mean,
What do you think?
Be better.
We'll see.
What do you think about TJ Hockenson, Tony?
What he straight out said. Detroit is trash. Although, you brought up Kyler Pitts, but I mean, the Falcons are still going to do way better than the Lions. They are going to get better. The Lions are going to get better, but how does that help them out this year? They're still trash this year.
Yeah, they're both of those teams are going to be pretty trash this year, but we'll move on to the next team on the fantasy rank board. The number 9 consensus team between all of us here is Mr. Zach Ertz. We have
Zachary.
Zachary. We have Zach Ertz at number 9 on our tight end ranking board. I personally have him ranked as number 10 overall. I do love Ertz in the first 4 to 5 weeks of the regular season, but DeAndre Hopkins is coming back week 7 after serving his 6-game suspension for PEDs. Once he comes back, I think he's going to take a lot of the target share. Last year, Ertz finished as the tight end 10 overall, averaging 6.3 fantasy points a game in the 17 games he played for both the Eagles and the Cardinals. I think if you do draft Ertz, I'd look to trade him for top value in week 4. People want him if he does good the first 3 weeks. I think he'll be okay. But prepare for Hopkins to return as he will cut into Ertz' target share. Daniel, you have Ertz ranked at number 7 on your board. What do you think of him being 9th overall in our consensus ranking?
I think he deserves to be higher. Obviously, I had him at 7. But I can see your point in him falling off later in the season because of D-Hop coming back. He's gonna take a fair share of the targets away, obviously.
Mhm.
Having said that, though, Zach Ertz is a super veteran. He's just a high caliber tight end. I have him up at 7 because of the high caliber offense that the Cardinals have. And I have in my notes here that he is veteran AF. I was just trying to write stuff down quick, but he's a grade A veteran, man. There's no putting down Zach Ertz. He was amazing in Philly. I hate the Eagles, but he was great there. And I think he's going to do even better now that he has Kyler Murray at quarterback. So that's why I had Zach Ertz up there. As long as he's up in the top 10, I'm okay with it because he does deserve to be up there. Again, with all of these picks, it's only time will tell.
Yeah, that is true. I do think Ertz is going to be great. I mean, he is definitely a top 10 tight end.
Great,
yeah, I mean, he's been great. He is getting up there in age, though. So I don't know if we'll see if his age will catch up with him, but we'll see what happens there. Steven, what do you think of Zach Ertz?
I had him just above at number 8. He's, like everyone said, he's a great tight end. Like, as a Cowboy fan, we saw him twice a year for many years. And
you guys hate Zach Ertz. Well, you hated him. Now you don't.
We hated him. But, I mean, he was a good player. Let's be honest. And now that he has a quarterback that can actually throw the ball to him, he's going to be much better.
What do you think of Zach Ertz, Tony?
Yeah. I mean, I put him at 8 too. He's solid all around. He's dependable. He's going to be a go-to, especially with D-Hop out. So I think him and Kyler are going to build a relationship, and it's going to just push him up to the beginning of the season, especially. But even when he notices that D-Hop's back, he's going to be everybody is going to rotate around D-Hop once he's back because it's prime weapon. So it's going to give Ertz that availability to be open for the pass.
I do think the Cardinals could be really, really good this year if they can mesh well. They've had a lot of late season meltdowns, though, in the last couple seasons. The Colts did too last year, but we won't talk about that. But let's move on to the next team on our ranking board. The next player we have on our ranking board is Dawson Knox out of the Buffalo Bills. Last year, Knox finished as the tight end 6 overall. He played in 15 games and averaged 7.7 fantasy points a game. That's pretty good for a fantasy tight end. This is a large leap from the 2020 season where, believe it or not, he finished as the tight end 32. So nobody knew who he was in 2020. You don't draft Knox this year for the yards he's going to gain in a game. You draft Knox this year because he is one of the most, if not most potent offenses in the NFL. He also may have become one of Josh Allen's favorite targets last year. In the red zone last year, he had 22 targets, 14 completions. 8 of those 14 completions were touchdowns. That's insane stats there. I think the Bills will be in the red zone a lot this year. Give me Knox if he's available in the mid rounds of fantasy drafts this year. Right now, I have him projected as tight end 7 on the year. Daniel, you have Knox as your tight end 5. Looks like you love him a lot in drafts this year.
Yeah. I have him up at number 5. Like you said, I mean, he was tight end 32 2 years ago. Last year, he went up to, what did you say, like 13?
He went up to tight end 6 last year.
Tight end 6, yeah. Super high.
From 32 to 6.
I want to just mention real quick, I've been looking down at my phone. I'm just trying to share the stream out and everything for all of you that are watching, just to make sure we get everything out. Anyway, Dawson Knox is going to be a huge sleeper. I agree with Edward in the chat.
Sleeper.
He just came off of not a sleeper, but he's going to be really good. And a lot of people aren't going to really realize it because of all the weapons that are on the Bills. But he came off his breakout season last year. He's super young. He's going to do amazing things this year, barring health concerns. I mean, he hasn't been unhealthy. I'm not saying that he's an unhealthy player or prone to injury, but
just so we're clear, I hope no one ever gets unhealthy because I don't want that on anybody.
But yeah, I have him up at 5. I think he's going to do really well this season. Josh Allen's insane. I mean, like we said in our previous video, if you guys haven't checked that out, Casey and I did a full-blown top or record predictions for every team.
Yeah, I did the AFC and Daniel did the NFC.
Check it out. Make sure to check that out when we're done here. But anyway, the Bills are going to pick up right where they left off last year, and we had mentioned that they're on a revenge tour. Dawson Knox is going to go nuts this year. So I have him up at number 5.
Yeah, I'm calling it the coin flip revenge tour because that coin flip, I think, pretty much cost them a Super Bowl. I think they would have won the Super Bowl had they gone because they wouldn't have lost to the Bengals in the AFC Championship like the Chiefs did. Sorry,
Still would have had to get through the Rams, though.
Yeah, that is true, but I think they could have beat them. Tony, what's your take on Dawson Knox?
And like you said, he has a very good offense behind him. But there's a lot of weapons there. So yeah, he's gonna be a good tight end, but there's too many receivers that they could choose from.
Think there's a lot
So
of mouths
I
to
put him,
feed.
yep,
Think
I
there's
put
a
him at 10 just because he's gonna spread. They spread the ball very well with the Bills, so
yeah.
I see him getting targets, but it's all very equally shared. So I left him at 10.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. What about you, Steven? What do you think of Dawson Knox this year?
So I had him just over at 7 also. Just like I think Daniel had him at 7.
I got him
Or
at 5.
Casey. Oh no, Casey was at 7.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's on a great offense, no doubt about that. Josh Allen will use him well. So he's gonna be up there really easily. And they're gonna go far this year. So we'll see how good he is.
Moving on from Mr. Dawson Knox, we're going to our rank number 7 consensus ranking,
Dawson.
which is a player that belongs to Steven and Daniel's Dallas Cowboys. We have Dalton Schultz here on as number 7
He
on our
dropped all
list
the way
here.
down to 7. You all hate Dalton Schultz.
It's not that we don't hate him.
He's
Go
a
ahead.
good player.
Daniel, Steven, since he is one of your boys, let's start with one of you guys. Let's talk about some Schultzy. Let's start with Steven.
So I actually had him a little lower. I had him at 9.
No faith. No
I-
faith in
no.
this game.
Let's
Sometimes you gotta
realistic.
be
I'm
a.
just kidding. Go ahead.
You go for it.
So the Cowboys are going to try and use their wide receivers as much as possible this year. Tight end for the Cowboys has always been a safety net since
The early
can't
years
even-
of Jason Witten.
Jason Witten. It's every time you watch the Cowboys, that's what they say.
I
Tight
just-
end, sleep the.
I just
safety
think of
net.
that play where Jason
They're
Witten
all
ran down the
reliable.
sideline without the helmet on. That was awesome.
Mhm.
The only thing about not Zach Ertz, Dalton Schultz that scares me is his blocking. He is a terrible blocker. So if he can't block, they're going to replace him. That's what it's going to come down to. And the Cowboys need the help on the O-line right now. So
I do agree with you, Steven. Daniel, let's
Yeah.
go over to you. What do you think of Schultzy?
I don't think that. Well, okay. First off, I have Dalton Schultz all the way up at 4 this year. I think he's going to come back off injury and do amazing, especially now that. So Dallas is a really weird offensive scheme, and a lot of the times you can't really tell if they're a spread offense or not. But having said that, I do agree with Steven that they're going to be using receivers a lot more. But in that aspect, that means Dalton Schultz won't really have to block as much, that he'll be an extra receiver out there. And he runs really sound routes. He's got reliable hands. He's a very good tight end. So I do think he'll come off of his injury very well. Dallas also did have the highest scoring offense last year.
That is true.
And I think that their caliber is going to stay the same. Even with the departures of, the couple of offensive linemen, that are gone, we still have Tyron Smith, the big giant man at left tackle. And then we got
Zach Martin.
Zach Martin's still there, the dude that we drafted for our left guard spot. What's his name? Tyler Smith?
Yeah.
Something like that. We drafted a really good offensive tackle, and I think our offensive line will hold really well anyway. So Dalton Schultz, I don't think he'll have to worry as much about the blocking aspect of his position. But yeah, I think he'll do really well this year. I think he's going to put up a lot of points. Like you had mentioned, Casey, I mean, tight ends are, or Steven said it, tight ends are the safety net for the Cowboys. I mean,
Correct.
You had Jason Witten there, all reliable. Dalton Schultz picked up after Jason Witten, and he's been just as reliable as, Jason Witten was. He doesn't drop a lot of passes. He runs consistent routes. He plays really well. So I got him up at 4.
That's why they franchise tagged him. They want to keep him.
Yep, that's
What do you-
exactly right.
What about you, Tony? What do you think of Dalton Schultz?
I had Schultz at 9.
Mhm.
That might vary, especially with a lot of what's going on in the offseason. The Cowboys seem to be hurting right now, receiver wise, because
Yeah.
Cooper's out. CeeDee Lamb moved up to 1. So they've lost a lot. which means
Washington just
that-
got hurt.
Yeah, Washington's out. So you guys are struggling on the receiver side, which might work in his favor. But like you said, if he can't block, he's going to get replaced.
True. But to me, Schultz was a surprise last year. He finished as the tight end 3 to end the season, playing 17 games and averaging 7.7 fantasy points a game. He contributed to the Cowboys finishing as the league best scoring offense last year. Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson left this offseason that we just touched on right now. That's opening up 1,500 receiving yards from last year to be accounted for.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a lot of yards. Michael Gallup is also missing some games with his ACL recovery. it points to Schultz having another solid season this year. He is predicted as my tight end 6 overall this season, so that's where I have him. But
he could be one of those. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go
ahead.
ahead.
Those that
No, shut him up. It's okay.
like you said earlier, it's like an early pick, but you want to look to trade him later on down the road if he's not doing as well. Or
And once everyone starts getting healthy, he'll be utilized.
Correct. Yeah, that's where I have Ertz too. So like I love Ertz the first 4 weeks, but after that I want to trade him. So
yep.
But let's move on. Next player in the fantasy ranking board. Player number 6, we have Dallas Goedert, just ahead of Dalton Schultz in our consensus rankings here. Before the Ertz trade last season, Goedert averaged about 35 receiving yards a game. When Ertz was traded to Arizona, he averaged about 60 yards per game. So he just about doubled his yardage. Long story short, Ertz trade was great for Dallas Goedert. I have him ranked as my tight end 9 because of the A.J. Brown trade, and I think Devontae Smith will steal some targets as well. Just a lot of players to feed. You guys are higher on Goedert than I am. Tony, we will start with you. You have him as your tight end 7 overall. What you got on Goedert?
You know, I mean, like you said, it's a very explosive offense this year. I actually think that they can take the division themselves because they have so many mouths to feed. It's so many different weapons. But even when he was splitting targets with Ertz, he was still kind of out-phasing Ertz at one point because he started becoming more reliable. So I just think from here on out, it's just going to be Goedert show, man. He's reliable. He's a very big safety net for the Eagles.
I agree. I think it's going to be the Goedert A.J. Brown show over there.
Yeah.
Daniel?
Yeah, so I think he's going to be really explosive this year, man.
Yeah. Daniel, what do you think?
You don't think Devontae Smith does anything?
I didn't say he's going to do anything. I just think it's going to be A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert show over there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to use A.J. Brown as a distraction most of the time. He's going to go for the long ball. So they're going to rely on the short pass with their tight end.
Yeah, and that'll come. I mean,
quick little dump. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts will have to have his veteran abilities that he doesn't have to, do that. But regardless, talking about tight ends, I have Dallas Goedert as my 6. Like you said, Zach Ertz is gone. I mean, he immediately doubled his yards per game. He's a great, reliable tight end. I mean, he's just a really good tight end. I don't have much to say on Dallas Goedert. You covered most of it, but I have him up at number 6. He'll do really well this year again.
Steven, what do you think of Dallas Goedert?
So he's going to be very well this year. He's going to do very well this year. I mean, he's basically the only tight end they have now. But I think they won't use him as much as like near the end of the season when they got rid of Ertz, just because they have A.J. Brown now. But we'll see. I mean, like you said, it's like Dallas. It's going to be their safety net now. So they're going to use him a lot, probably for a bit until I think A.J. Brown gets more experience with the offense. But we'll see. But I have him at 6'2". You can see my little dog cap right behind me.
He's just chilling back there.
He's just chilling back there.
He's like, "What's up, guys?"
But we'll see him twice this year in Dallas, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it will be fun for sure. All right, we're going into our top 5 fantasy rank board here, or our top 5 tight ends on the fantasy rank board here. At number 5, we have Kyle Pitts. And I think I'll just start on Kyle Pitts. I will start by saying this guy is an absolute freak. Average draft position in fantasy drafts this year for Pitts is the 3rd round and even the 4th round in some drafts. If he falls to the 4th round, draft the man. That's a steal there. The Falcons lost so many players from last year's team. Mike Davis, Wayne Gallman, Matt Ryan, Russell Gage, Mike Davis. I said Mike Davis twice. Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst. I could go on, but you get the point. Kyle Pitts is going to be the alpha in Atlanta this year. Sure, the team should be worse, and I think they will be. But I think Pitts will perform and could definitely be a top 5 tight end this year. They have Marcus Mariota out there, and he's not a bad quarterback. Everybody gives Marcus Mariota a bad rap, but he's just, I don't know. He's very mobile. I don't think he's bad at all.
I personally think Marcus Mariota is a QB1.
Yeah, he might surprise some people this year. Maybe the Falcons surprise some people this year. But Daniel, you have Pitts at tight end 8. Do you think he will struggle this year because of the players lost in Atlanta?
Yeah. I have him that low just because he's in Atlanta, man. There's not much you can do. I mean, there's no reputation in that offensive line at this point. Like you said, and how I said in the other video that we filmed, Atlanta's going to be a big toss-up team this year for me. I don't think they'll win, a lot of games, obviously, but
I don't think anybody thinks they're going to. I don't think Falcon fans think they're going to win a lot of games. I have them at 4 and
But
13 this year.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them do decent, middle of the pack throughout the season. But Kyle Pitts, I have at 8. I would have him higher if there was more reliability in Atlanta, but I just can't put him up there just yet. He is, like you said, a freak. He's basically a wide receiver. He's just a monster. He's so fast.
He's a freak.
Crazy hands. He's an amazing player in a bad situation, and I hope it gets better for him. But I have him at number 8.
Tony, what do you think of Kyle Pitts? I know you like the guy.
So I left him at 6. I drafted him last year, but he was pretty disappointing because of the Falcons have terrible offense. But so I know that's gonna hurt him. Like you said, though, they lost a lot of the receivers, a lot of their big names. So he's gonna become that fucker's a monster. He's gonna be receiver number 1. He's gonna take over the receiver spot.
Yeah.
But now I think he's gonna do great this year. I still left him a little low on the rankings because it's Atlanta, but he's gonna have some good yardage this year.
Steven, what about you? Kyle Pitts, you a fan?
I am. I have him at number 3. He's, like you said, he's a freak. He's gonna be awesome. We'll see how good he's gonna be with how bad Atlanta is. But it's like Detroit. Atlanta should be worse than they were last year compared to Detroit. But they're gonna use them a lot. Mom. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. But they're gonna use him a lot this year. They have to, because he's the only reliable catcher they know right now. So we'll see how training camp goes out for wide receivers for Atlanta, but Marcus Mariota will use him a lot.
Yeah, he's definitely got his work cut out for him right now. Yeah. But we'll move on the ranking board. Our tight end 4 overall. Our top 4 are pretty self-explanatory here. I think this is everybody's top 4. Mr. Darren Waller, I almost said Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. Daniel, what do you think of Darren Waller?
Still getting used to.
So I want to apologize because I forgot about Darren Waller and I forgot that he existed and I did not have him on.
That's why I started with you, because you didn't have him in your top 4. I think you just forgot about him.
I goofed on it. He deserves to be up here. Darren Waller's a beast. He balled out last year with Vegas, and I think Vegas is going to do a lot better than people think this year.
I don't.
We'll get to that later, though. But yeah, I did not have him on my top 10 list, and I should have. I agree with where he's at. He's a high caliber tight end. He's similar to Kyle Pitts in the sense that he's a really fast tight end. He's got really good hands, and he's more of like a receiver type in a way. But Derek Carr's got ridiculous weapons out there now, and it's going to be great for him.
What about you, Steven? What do you think he's going to do?
I saw him pretty much I guess torch the Cowboys Thanksgiving last year.
I saw him do it to the Colts too, so don't worry.
Yeah. So he is a baller. Devontae Adams being added to the Raiders, that might lower his catches a little bit, but he should still see a lot of balls coming to him from Derek Carr. So we'll see how he does, but I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, the past 3 years in the league, Waller has averaged 22% of the target share with the Raiders. That's insane for a tight end. He is dropping in fantasy drafts a little this year because of the Devontae Adams trade. Though Adams will steal some of the target share, Waller will still be a factor. Last year, believe it or not, Waller finishes the tight end 18 on the season. A lot of people don't realize that. They were like, oh no, he was a top 5 tight end. He wasn't. A lot of that was due to him missing 5 games due to a knee injury, back injury, and he missed some time I think he was on the COVID list. In the 11 games he played, though, he averaged 7.1 fantasy points a game. That's a lot for a tight end. If he's healthy this upcoming year, he will definitely be a scarier player for any fantasy team to face. Tony, you have Waller. You have Waller as your tight end 4. What do you think he's going to do this year?
I think for the next 4 receivers, everybody's going to say the same thing. It's going to be just repetitive. But Waller is he's great, man. He's a reliable source. I think, like you said, if he could stay healthy, he's going to keep on carrying that weight in the team. They do have a lot of mouth to feed, but he's a
big mouth.
Favorable target. Yeah, he's a very favorable target for him. So he's going to be just fine.
He is a big mouth. He's one that needs to be fed. All right, going to number 3 on our ranking board. Number 3. Out of the San Francisco 49ers, we have
George
Mr.
Kittle.
George Kittle. Daniel, I'll start with you since you saw the Niners end your season last year.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Thanks for that reminder.
You're welcome.
Steven's
Hey,
a Cowboys fan
he's-
too, motherfucker.
Hey, he saw the Jaguars end his season, so
He wasn't
Damn.
there, though.
I wasn't
So much
there.
more
They were there.
yeah.
I had a week already to let that sink in. But Daniel, go
Gosh,
for
I
it.
hate the 49ers so much. Anyway, dude, George Kittle's a monster. I can't say much more about it. He's insane. He's more of a freak than Kyle Pitts. He's a giant machine of a man that
He is giant.
has magical hands. It's ridiculous. He can block, he can catch, he can truck people. He's a freak. So Darren Waller, George Kittle is going to do just fine this year. He's going to produce a lot. The only thing is Trey Lance,
Yeah, he's a question mark for me. He's only
Yeah.
played 2 games. And
but
yeah.
I think he'll do okay.
He should be solid.
Yeah. If Trey Lance settles into the Niners this year, I know we're talking about tight ends, but in regards to this, like if Trey Lance settles in and plays very well, the 49ers are going to be ridiculously good and scary.
what do you think of George Kittle, Steven?
I had him at 4, so just right under. Yeah, we've seen him at the Cowboys, the playoff game last year. He was a beast. He was big. He did everything the 49ers needed him to do. I think he made a few crucial catches at the end of the game to kind of seal, just to make sure that the Cowboys didn't win, I think. Because the Cowboys went for a field goal at the end. I don't remember exactly.
You can go for a field goal. You
We ran down.
You
the
ran out
of time.
field and sat down.
Oh
because-
yeah. So they
It's not
milked
great,
out
but-
as much time. But anyways, Trey
Also got
Lance,
tackled
like you
by the
said,
ref, but that's beyond the fact.
that's
Just- I'm
whatever.
upset about it.
that
still.
was all Dak's
Move
fault.
on.
But getting off topic here. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah,
There's
Trey
still,
Lance. Trey Lance
still a lot
will,
of hurt.
yeah, whatever. But Trey Lance will be a question mark. But once he settles in, I mean, he's got a great offense around him, so it's gonna be good to see. He should settle in really well, and that defense is gonna carry that team a lot too. So they should be good. George Kittle will be a big part of that, and that'll be it.
Yeah, they do have a solid defense. I think
Yeah.
Kittle's one of the best and toughest players in the NFL when he's healthy. When he's not healthy, he's a different story. But he takes in targets in any game he plays and runs his block. His blocking is great, not like Mr. Schultz that you guys were talking about earlier. I'd argue that he could be the most talented tight end in the league when he's healthy. Last year, Kittle averaged 9.4 fantasy points a game, playing in only 14 games last season. For me, like I said, a question mark this year is Trey Lance, who's only played 2 games. I don't fully trust Trey Lance at QB for 49ers, and in the end, I think it can hurt Kittle's production. Tony, the last one that hasn't given your point on Kittle here. What do you think of George Kittle?
I mean, it's all been said, but there's nothing else to say.
You
he's,
want to
he's,
go?
he's a fucking monster. That's it. Thumbs up.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on the ranking board. We'll let Tony go first next, but I think Tony really likes this guy.
Timeout.
Mark Andrews?
What's
Let's
the timeout for, Daniel?
acknowledge Edward in our chat because he's been chatting with us the whole time and we have not responded. So let's reply to our chat
Nah.
after
fuck that guy.
each player. Having said that, Edward, for George Kittle, Hockenson, is that saying George Kittle is better than TJ Hockenson, or
No,
are
he's
you
saying his
saying that-
opposite. He's saying Hawkinson's better than George
That's what I'm
Kittle.
saying because it doesn't make sense. So I don't know if he's like just got it backwards or what.
No,
he
Edward's
must-
wrong there.
No, he's definitely wrong.
He's
Yeah.
trying to create controversy.
That's what he does.
All right.
That's why he
True,
always
that
loses
is
in the
Edward.
league.
He does instigate a lot.
Anyways,
right.
going
That's why
back to
him and
Tony's
I are
favorite
best
player
friends.
now.
Going back to
Yeah.
Tony's favorite player. It's not his favorite player.
It's not at all. Actually, I despise the whole
Let's go Ravens,
background
baby.
behind him.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, Mark Andrews, that too. I had him at 2. I'm pretty sure everybody has their these
I think we all.
tight ends all
Oh, no, I
in the
had him
same
at 3.
spot.
Yeah.
But see, I have him at 2 because he's super reliable. Like he's a big body. He knows how to position himself to be open. He's a very dependable weapon for Lamar. He always seems to find himself open. Even makes the crucial plays to catch the tough jump ball. Or he's just a monster. I mean, Casey saw him firsthand, completely single-handedly destroy the Colts.
All right, since we're talking about that right now, I went to the game last year where the Colts had Monday Night Football in Baltimore. By the way, Baltimore, great stadium to see a game at. I
That's
sat
it.
like 10 rows up. I can't talk today. I sat like
I
10
know,
rows
that's
up.
where I see all my stadiums.
Sat like 10 rows up. we were up, what was it, 22-3 in the fourth quarter, and then Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews decided to shit on the Colts.
Sounds about Indianapolis.
Yeah, you know what? Shut up. We lost to the Jaguars. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But since his rookie year, I've really actually been high on Mark Andrews every year. Every fantasy draft, I've been trying to get him. He's averaged about 25% of his team's target share since 2019. He is seeing a ton of targets, which leads to a bunch of yards. Last season, he averaged 11.4 fantasy points a game and about 80 yards a game. That's insane. He finished as the tight end 1 overall last year, and everybody thinks it's Kelce that finished the tight end 1. It wasn't Kelce. It was Mark Andrews. I have him ranked as number 2 this year because I think Kelce is better, but that's mainly because the Ravens will be getting their entire running game back from injury too. So last year, remember, the Ravens had to throw it over 600 times last year. They're not going to do that this year. They're getting J.K. Dobbins back. Lamar Jackson was out for a little while with injury. Gus Edwards is coming back. They'll be good there. But Steven, I think you have him ranked as 2, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. What do you think of Mark Andrews?
I mean, he's on a great team. The Ravens are going to be really good this year. It's going to be awesome to see him again. I mean, we watched I think it was the Steelers-Ravens game where the Steelers had a chance to win on that 2-point conversion, and it just went through his fingers, and you can see how mad he was on the sideline. I think that's what it was.
We were watching that in Houston.
Yeah, we were in Houston because we went to the Colts Texans game, and we saw
John.
that live. Yeah. We'll talk about the Texans some other time. But anyways, Mark Andrews, he's a beast. He's almost the same as Travis Kelce, but I think he's just a little lower than Travis Kelce.
Still a beast.
A little, but still, yeah.
Beast.
What about you, Daniel?
On 3.
We're still on Mark Andrews, yes?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still trying to share everything out. I have Mark Andrews at 3. Like Casey said earlier, Mark Andrews was the number 1 tight end last year. But they are getting all their production back on the offensive side, so I do think it'll take away a little bit from Mark Andrews. Having said that, he's a beast. Super good, reliable tight end. I don't know that I've ever seen him injured. He could have been. I could have just not been paying attention, but seems pretty reliable to me. But, having him finish tight end 1 last year says a lot, and I would say go get Mark Andrews like as soon as you can get your tight ends, obviously, but draft him first.
I agree. If Mark Andrews is there and you can take him and you don't like anybody else, don't even think about it. Just get Mark Andrews. Yeah. We'll go to our final, our number 1 tight end here.
Don't reveal it yet. Don't reveal it.
Okay. Well, I guess nobody knows who it is,
Does anybody want to guess who it is?
Anybody want to take any guesses?
Jason Witten. Let's go.
It's Travis Kelce. Jason Witten, get out of here. Travis freaking Kelce. I think all of us rank Travis Kelce as the number 1 overall projected tight end this year.
That was consensus.
Yeah, Kelce's going to be 33 years old this season. The next oldest player being drafted in fantasy leagues. Anybody want to take a guess?
Aaron Rodgers.
Tom Brady.
Oh yeah.
Tom Brady is
I thought he
still
retired.
insane too. He did, but then he decided to come back.
I'm surprised Gronk isn't number 1. Come on.
Yeah.
Red 5 over here.
Kelce, like Brady, have aged like fine wines. These guys have gotten better with age. Last year, Kelce averaged 10.7 fantasy points a game, playing 16 games, and he finished as tight end 2 on the season behind Andrews, as we said. Kelce should be the alpha this year on offense, I think, with Tyreek Hill, Byron Pringle, Demarcus Robinson, Darrell Williams. They all left. That left 2,500 receiving yards in Kansas City this year to be accounted for. Kansas City added Sky Moore, who I think will be awesome. I just don't think it's going to be this year. Sky Moore, I like in the future. They added Marquez Valdez-Scantling from the Packers and TikTok clown Juju Smith-Schuster in the offseason. But I think Kelce will be Kelce and lead all tight ends in fantasy this year. I think he's going to be the alpha guy. Tony, let's move on to Kelce for you. What do you think of Kelce?
We've been saying this all for the past few tight ends. A lot of mouths to feed. Kelce is a reliable source to them. The connection's already there, so they know him and they know how the quarterback and tight end work for the team. So that's going to be a reliable connection. He's going to keep going back to him. Like you said, they have a whole new set of receivers, which they're going to spread the ball amongst. But since they already have that connection, I'm pretty sure he's going to be top. He's going to be one of the top targets throughout the whole season, which is going to push him ahead of Andrews this season. So I think he's going to be very explosive just because of that chemistry that's already built within the team.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, I agree. Daniel, what do you think of Travis Kelce?
I agree 1,000% with what Tony just said. Excuse me. I have no idea how that new offensive scheme is going to work.
I don't either, but that's why I think Kelce's going to take
anybody
over.
knows. But yes, that is why Travis Kelce is going to be all reliable for. I almost said Marcus Mariota for some reason. Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce is going to be that reliable anchor for Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce has proved himself for a couple of years now that he's a good, consistent tight end, and yeah, I mean, the Chiefs, I think, will still have a pretty high caliber offense. Having Patrick Mahomes at your home and having those receivers come in, they didn't bring in bogus receivers. Yes, they're not Tyreek Hill. Byron Pringle proved himself very well last year, but I think the Chiefs are going to do really well again this year, and Travis Kelce is going to help lead them to that.
Steven, you get the last word in the tight ends here. What do you think of Travis Kelce?
What else can I say?
I don't know. Say it though.
You guys have pretty much said everything, but like you said, like they lost a lot of receivers, so Travis Kelce right there is going to be pretty much the number one target, I think, to go every time KC throws the ball. But until I think everyone else catches up, Juju should be a good addition to them. I think he'll clean up a lot in Kansas City, honestly. Not saying that he was bad or anything, but I think his attitude was just a little bad in Pittsburgh. But being with the Chiefs and a really high caliber offense, I think that should help him a lot. But anyways, going back to Kelce, what else can you say? I mean, he's been all reliable for Patrick Mahomes for how many years now? How long has Patrick Mahomes been there? 5 years now?
5 years, I think.
5 years? Yeah. I mean, he's always been the to-go. Safety blanket. He's a great blocker. I mean, there's nothing else you can say. I mean,
he's a beast.
He's number one.
Turns people into pancakes.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That's our consensus tight end top 10s for the preseason here. As we go on throughout the weeks, next week we'll be doing quarterbacks. Week after we'll do wide receivers. A week after that we'll do running backs, and then the season will start. So we kind of got that like blanked out there. But let's see what we have. Edward here in the chat here. He just hates George Kittle.
Yeah. He hasn't said anything.
I don't hate George Kittle. I hate the Niners, though. I'm right there with you, buddy. Edward, if you guys don't know, is also a Cowboys fan. Go Cowboys.
Huge Cowboys fan.
He's trash.
Yeah, fuck the 49ers. Sad to say. I hate the 49ers.
Well, let's move on to our messing up these bullet points here. There we go. Top 10 NFL teams. There we go.
He's doing everything.
Woo! Got it done.
Casey is not the most technologically inclined.
He's learning.
Guys, it's a miracle it's a miracle I pulled all this
together.
together. Like, you guys have no idea like what I had to go through to get this. I learned that you can turn a computer sideways doing all this. Like, they're just like looking at me like I'm dumb. I'm just like, but
and not learning.
Yeah, shut up, Daniel. How about that? Well, let's go to our top 10 team ranking board. This is also a consensus rankings between all of us. Top 10. Number 10 consensus team we have here is the Philadelphia Eagles. I want to go first. Okay, let Daniel go first. He hates the Eagles.
I hate the Eagles. I hate them so much.
I want you to look into the camera. Look into the camera.
So
look into the camera and tell Eagles fans what you really feel about them. Especially your girlfriend, Janeth, who's an Eagles fan.
Fuck. Throw that in there, huh?
Is she in the room with you, watching you?
Nah, she's at work.
I wish she was. That'd be great.
I love that girl to death, but God bless. I hate the Eagles with all my heart. She actually asked me the other day. She asked me if I hate the Eagles more that we're dating now, and I said 1,000% yes. 1,000%.
Well, at least you guys play twice a year, so that's fun.
Yeah, hopefully we can make it out to one of the games this year. We've been thinking about going to Philly, but probably end up in Dallas. But that is on Christmas Eve, so we'll see. Anyway, hate the Eagles, but they're going to be really good this year. Having them at number 10. See, it could go either way with them, but I think they're going to do really well this year. Look, the NFC East is going to be between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I don't think it's going to come down to those couple of games. They have the one of the easier schedules in the league this year. The whole NFC East has the grouped up easiest strength of schedule. what did Edward say? Eagles Dallas fighting for the title on the 24th.
On the 24th, on Christmas
Yeah.
Eve, somebody's going to get a NFC East
nice.
championship.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's probably true. That's been happening for the past 4 or 5 years now. It's been between Dallas and except for
Philly.
that one year where Dak was hurt like 2 years ago and the Cowboys were just chalked. But anyway, back to the Eagles. Jalen Hurts he needs to be more reliable.
Mhm.
But they did add AJ Brown, and I think that will help out a lot. You got Dallas Goedert there at tight end. He's going to do really well. Their offense is going to be really good this year. And their defense has some to prove. They played pretty well last year. It's going to be a weird and questionable season for the Eagles. It's just going to depend on how well they perform and how much they can execute.
That is true. I think Daniel pretty much said it all there. I don't think any other team had a better offseason than the Eagles, though. They had AJ Brown with the trade with the Titans. I'm so glad AJ Brown's not in my division anymore. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I'm just glad he's gone. But Daniel pretty much summed it up there for everybody. I think unless Steven, you want to jump in and talk about the Eagles there for a little bit.
I just think the Eagles are going to go as far as Jalen Hurts takes them. If he's consistent and producing well, the Eagles are going to do really well. If he's missing throws and not being accurate, then the Eagles are they won't be terrible, but they'll be middle of the pack. But Jalen Hurts will take them as far as they can go.
That is true.
That's gonna decide their season, I think.
Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts is gonna feel more comfortable with that offense. He's had some time to play with him now. It always helps to have a buddy on your team, and he just got AJ Brown that used to play in college. I think he's gonna be a lot more relieved on the offensive side. So I think they're gonna be really, really good this year.
Yeah, I agree with everything everybody said. I do think that the Eagles are going to win the division, though.
Yeah,
I think they're winning the division. I'm sorry, guys, but it's going to be close.
Puppy!
I know Daniel has them has the Cowboys at 12-5. I think was that what you have them at?
Daniel, show Daniel.
Go to my screen real quick.
Oh, I'm going to Daniel.
Yeah, where are you?
Oh, he's got a puppy. Hello.
Hi, guys. This is Leia.
Hi, Leia.
Go.
Leia wanted to be on the stream. Well, we'll move up to team number 9. Team number 9. Anybody have a guess to what this team might be?
Is it Cowboys?
It's the Dallas Cowboys. Daniel, we'll start with you again because I love how you go on tangents about the NFC East.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh my God, you guys are fucking.
Where's Edward? Edward, come on, let's go.
Edward's gonna be in the chat like,
I need to go get like
Get everyone on the chat.
Daniel, that team has not done anything since before you were born. Okay.
Hey, fuck off. Anyway, fucking talk bad about my boys. All right. Anyway, I'm a realistic Cowboys fan. I understand we went through a lot of shit this season. There's a lot of makeover going on.
Edward's
But-
here.
Oh no.
But we put a lot of good pieces back into the team, and we're gonna do fucking amazing this year. We're going 12-5. We're winning the fucking NFC East. I hate the Eagles. Go Cowboys. That's all I have to say.
Steven, Cowboy fan, you're next.
I think the Cowboys are still going to win the division. The two biggest problems with the Cowboys last year, what were they?
Not executing.
Not executing and penalties. If they clean those two things up, they're going to be good. I think they're gonna win the division. They should win playoff games. I don't think they'll win the Super Bowl, but they should be much better than last year. If they can improve on those two things, I think they will be better.
Here's the thing. You guys lost a lot of players. Amari Cooper, Randy Gregory, Lyle Collins, Connor Williams, Michael Gallup's injured.
Does this work?
Yeah, he. But here's the thing. I have you guys at 10-7 this year, and that's because your schedule's so easy. You have one of the easiest schedules. I think the Eagles have the easiest schedule, and I think you guys are right below them, if I'm not mistaken. But it's hard to not give you guys 10 wins. But that's just my take on the Cowboys. Tony, I know you hate the Cowboys. You're a Steelers fan. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get them on. No, straight out.
I don't see any of your teams in the top 10.
They're.
You know what? The Colts have to prove it to me, okay?
Yeah, that's for sure. That's the only reason they're in the top 10 because their schedule is so fucking easy and they always look out with that. But honestly, the Eagles are going to take that division. There's no doubt about it.
You can blame how bad the division is. That's why they keep getting easy schedules. The division's just trash.
I want to say that our strength of schedule is so weak because we play the AFC South.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And our strength of schedule is so weak because we play the NFC East. So
Yeah, it's
eat shit.
exactly. It's back and forth.
Yeah, it is that this year for both of our divisions, which is why we're
At
all
least we're
kind of
not playing the AFC West this year like last year.
God,
Yeah, we're playing the AFC West this year, which is why our strength of the schedule is a little better. Okay.
we do
All
still
right.
have to play the fucking Rams. Ugh.
We played them last year and we lost.
No, the AFC West, Daniel, not the Rams.
Carson
Oh, shit, sorry.
Carson Wentz
Yeah,
broke
yeah,
both
yeah.
of his ankles with Aaron Donald falling over him.
Oh,
But he's gone now. We don't have to worry about him. So we
Anyways,
got
next
we
team.
got Matt
let's
right.
go.
All right, let's go to the next team. We can go on a tangent about the Cowboys all day.
Cowboys.
Shut up. Team number 8 here. We have the Baltimore Ravens. Like I said, the Ravens, great stadium to see a game at. No matter what anybody tells you, the fans were great. They weren't dicks. So, but their defense should be solid, barring any injuries. They definitely have the best secondary in the NFL, I think. They get their entire running game back. And like I said earlier, they threw the ball 600 times. There's no way they do that again this year. They got J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Lamar Jackson coming back. I think Lamar Jackson will run a lot, but not as much as people think or how much he usually does. I don't think he's going to have a 1,000-yard season rushing just because I think the team wants to protect him. Like, they should protect him. If they don't, they're
Yeah,
dumb.
they should.
Yeah. So I think he'll be throwing it more as long as his team stays healthy. They'll be solid. They could surprise some people. They could make some noise in the playoffs. And that's all I got on the Ravens. Tony, being a Eagles fan, or sorry, wrong part of Pennsylvania. Being a Steelers fan, I know you hate the Ravens. What's your take?
Fuck them. That's it. No, honestly, like even being a Steelers fan, man, it sucks to say, but they're going to be really good this year. He has his running backs back, so I'm pretty sure they're going to keep Lamar in the pocket, or at least try to protect him as much as they can in the pocket, which is they're going to try and coaching staff is going to try and make him just stay still for the time being, just so he won't get hurt. So that's going to help them in the long run. They're going to have their running game back. Receivers are always great with them. They have a strong defense, always comparable to the Steelers. So they're going to be, there's especially last year, offense wasn't the greatest, but the Steelers defense was killing it. They made the difference. Yeah.
Daniel, take on the Ravens.
Huh?
Take on the Ravens.
I mean, as long as there's no like ridiculous happenings, sometimes there are in the NFL where just things go like haywire and it doesn't make a lot of sense. But the Ravens should win their division. Sorry, Tony, but
what?
The Steelers are trash.
I don't know.
I don't know. The Steelers don't have a walking tree anymore.
We don't, so we're going to be a lot better. It's only up from here. Yeah, but I grew up seeing Roethlisberger just come out of fucking being a bomb, touching women, and destroying teams. He would get to a fucking immobile tree, so he was raping on both sides.
Hey.
Wow. Red flags. We do not condone anything of that sort, guys.
No, not at all.
Holy shit.
All right, Steven, your take on the
on and off the field.
Ravens.
I mean, you firsthand saw the Ravens last year, and they weren't even that good last year. Or they were good, but they weren't as good as they are this year. They're having their running. I'm still phased from what Tony said. I was listening and trying to think, and
Tony hates the Ravens, guys.
As you can tell.
Let's go to Daniel's cam over here.
We're just gonna
go back to Steven. Jesus. Oh my god.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next team in the ranking board. I'm sorry.
I've laughed in the week, so I need to.
Team number 7 rank in the consensus rankings comes from the NFC. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Dude, Tom Brady needs to retire and stay there. God bless.
All right,
he's gonna play for 10 more years.
We'll start with Daniel then.
Give the rest of the league a break. God.
He's gonna make sure all the players' kids that are playing right now will play him.
I don't get it.
His son's gonna probably be his fucking backup at one point.
All right, Daniel.
And
okay, let's get back on topic. We'll settle down here. Oh, Jesus.
That was pretty funny.
Anyway, okay. The Buccaneers. I need to pull up my team list. Where did I have the Bucs?
You had the Bucs
I had them
at 9.
I had them at 9 also.
The reason that I wrote for Tampa Bay is Tom motherfucking Brady. That's literally how I have it in my notes. They'll do fine. Where do we have them on our list here? 6, 7?
It's 7.
They're at 7. I have them
Yeah,
at 7. Tony
they're
has
gonna
them at
contend.
6.
I had him
They're
at
gonna
6. Yeah.
contend. Time will tell with them. That's all I have to say.
Steven?
They'll be as good as last year. I mean, Tom Brady will take them to the Super Bowl if he has to. They don't have distractions
If
this
he
year.
has
They don't have Antonio Brown this year, so that's a major distraction.
Yeah.
Gone.
That
they
guy
can
was
just-
Plague.
They can just play football this year. They lost Gronk. He retired, but they should still be fine. Their defense is still good. They should still go far in the playoffs, so they'll be good.
Yeah. All I gotta say is Tom Brady is on retirement, makes him a Super Bowl contender again. I mean,
Yeah.
once Tom Brady leaves though, Tampa Bay, you're back to your old ways of sucking. So,
Yep.
That's all I got on them.
Yeah, that's the only reason why they've been good.
Tony, what's your take on Tampa?
I mean, I like you said, I put them at 6, so I think they're going to be just fine. I think Mike Evans might actually have a really, really B season.
I
Oh,
actually
yeah.
really
Offensive
like
line.
Mike Evans this year.
Edward
Yeah.
just brought up a good point. Julio Jones. Also.
Oh yeah, I
Julio.
forgot that they got Julio Jones this last week.
Yeah.
So he said Julio Jones' career reignites. I don't know. Julio Jones, well, he did have Ryan Tannehill throwing to him in
Julio
Tennessee,
Jones is
but
a
he
great
did get hurt.
receiver.
He is.
As long as he stays healthy, he'll be fine. But I think Mike Evans is going to be just the number one down there in Tampa.
But think about this: you have Mike Evans on one side, taking all the double coverage.
So
you have
Julio
Julio
Jones
Jones on the
opens
other
up.
side.
That's if he can stay healthy, like you
Tampa Bay's
said.
core is going
Yeah,
to
if he can stay healthy though, he's also very injury prone. Especially
Well,
once you get hurt.
He shouldn't
Once you
be
get hurt,
as
it's easy.
he shouldn't be as beat up because he's not the number one there. Like you said, Mike Evans should take everything, so he's gonna get all those double coverage. He's gonna get all those hits. So Julio Jones should not be hit as much, but it's the NFL, so there's
I mean, he's also a big name. Everybody knows his background. Everybody knows what he can do. So I'm pretty sure everybody's not going to just revolve around Mike Evans. They know that they're going to have someone spying on Julio Jones on the other side.
is Leonard Fournette still their running back?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Ronald
Yeah.
Jones left, so he's not there anymore.
Ronald Jones is a third down back, though.
That is true.
Fournette is a beast.
But we'll move on to. We got to move on the rankings here. Team number
it up.
6 we all have. A team that Daniel says he should hate, but he doesn't. The Green Bay Packers.
Heck, you do. Oh, I'm going first again, I guess. Let's go first, man.
It's because they're all the teams that you talk about. So
He doesn't talk about the Packers that much.
it's whatever. He said Des
It's 'cause
caught it
we
one
already
time.
did the video from the.
That
Yeah.
was
Anyway,
6 years ago now.
Green Bay is going to do great this year. They're going to do really good. They will compete in the division with the Vikings, though.
I agree
I
with
do
that.
think the Packers will edge out the Vikings yet again. But, yeah, I don't have much to say on the Packers. They're going to do really well this year.
Steven, Packers.
Yeah,
Packers, always a good team. Aaron Rodgers at helm. They'll never be terrible without with Aaron Rodgers there. I mean, they have 2 running backs now. They have Aaron Jones and who else did they get or have
Still have
now?
AJ Dillon.
Yeah, AJ Dillon. I mean, they're gonna split those carries. They're gonna have a
I
2.
think they both run for. My mic.
Yeah, they both should go for almost 1,000 yards. They have a
Yep.
2-headed monster at running back.
Mhm.
They did lose Devontae Adams, but they were 7-0 without him.
Yep. With Matt LaFleur as head coach.
Yeah, so I mean, they should be fine offensively. Defensively, they should be better. I mean, they were good last year. They should be a little better. But they should win the division. But the Vikings are definitely gonna fight them for
they're
it.
going to try and fight him for it.
Yeah.
You think the Vikings or the Packers going to win the division, Tony?
It's going to be the Packers. The Vikings still have a way to go. Justin Jefferson is helping them a lot, but I think they still have a lot of work to be done. So the Packers are going to take it. They finally settled the pissing contest for now between the coaching staff and
Aaron Rodgers.
fucking Aaron Rodgers, the next Brett Favre that's never going to retire. So
He's the next Tom Brady. He's going to be playing until he's like 60.
They're going to be playing their kids. But I think they're going to be just fine. Everything's settled for the time being, so they're going to be contenders.
Yeah, everybody's freaking out about the Devontae Adams trade, but I think they'll be just fine as well. I do have the Vikings. I think they're going to edge the Packers out, but I've never seen. I mean, the Vikings always look so good on paper, and then they disappoint everybody. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But we'll move on to the next team in our ranking board. We're into the top 5 now. Our consensus rankings. The number 5 team we have on our board is the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess I'll do my take on the Chiefs. I mean, too many people are putting too much into the Tyreek Hill departure. I think the Chiefs will do just fine. They add Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Sky Moore on offense, pair them with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and you got a pretty solid squad there. I think you're going to be okay.
They should be fine.
Yeah, they should be fine. There is too much talent on Kansas City for them to fail, I think. That being said, their entire division beefed up, which is crazy. Yeah. Like Oakland getting Devontae Adams. I mean, the Chargers got better players. Russell Wilson going to Denver. That's going to be, I think this is the most talented division I think we've ever had. In the history of the NFL. This is going to be a fun division to watch. I'm terrified to watch the Colts play this division this year because I think, I don't know, I'm going to tell what I think, but we're going to move on to Tony, Kansas City. What do you think?
I mean, they got Juju. They're going to be just fine. Although they lost some speed because Tyreek Hill's not there, they still have sufficient speed. They still have really good hands all over the place. Yep, they got hands all over the place.
Who the fuck is Sky Moore?
You don't know who Sky Moore is?
Where did he come from?
You don't know? You don't? Are you like living under a rock here?
I'm out of the loop on Sky Moore.
Why are you out of the loop on Sky Moore?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Who is he? Just tell me where he came from and we'll move on.
He was at Western Michigan last year.
Okay, that's why I don't know who he is. Move on.
Antonio Brown came from Central Michigan, I believe, when he played. So
yeah, that's not Western Michigan.
We don't talk about.
Yeah, but they came from the MAC conference, Daniel. Okay, he's a good player. Sky Moore's great. That's all you need to know.
All right. Well, we need to educate the audience on who it is too. I don't know who it is. How are they supposed to know who it is? All right.
Yep. Western Michigan.
Maybe they know. All right. You want to give your take on the Chiefs since you're on the screen?
I'm getting roasted here. I thought Tony was going.
I mean,
you kind of interrupted him there.
Yeah, you interrupted him.
Yeah, you dick.
You fuck.
All right, just go.
I'm a little dick fuck, apparently. Okay. Anyway.
Better than small bison.
Little dick energy.
Sorry, Tony. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree with Casey, though. The Chiefs are going to have a rough time in that division this year. I don't want to say this is like a hot take from me because I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I could see it. The Chiefs could finish third in that division this year.
Yeah.
If we're being completely honest.
Could definitely happen.
And still make the playoffs, yeah. But I don't think it'll happen, but it's very, very possible. That's all I have to say. Go ahead.
Steven, were you able to say anything about the Chiefs?
I mean, everyone covered it. That division is going to tear itself apart. The Chiefs are not. I don't think the Chiefs will win that division. I think they'll come in second behind the Chargers. The Broncos, I mean, they should be better. The Raiders, they'll be better, but Kansas City is still Kansas City, even without Tyreek Hill.
Very, very true. Tony, I'm going to go back to you real quick. Did you want to say something that you didn't get to say because Daniel interrupted you?
I'm sorry. I love you.
No.
Don't be sorry. Be careful.
All right. We're going to the next team then. Next team, ranked number 4 in our consensus ranking. We have the LA Chargers. A lot of us seem to like the Chargers this year.
This could be a consensus.
There's talent all around them. They're so young.
Yeah, it really could be. I actually think the Chargers are going to win this division this year.
I thought he was going to say Super Bowl.
No, I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. But they are a dark horse for me to make the Super Bowl because I think this team's they're going to be really good this year. Justin Herbert's really good. In a few years, he'll be like Patrick Mahomes, or we'll be drafting him in like the second round when they shouldn't be. They won 9 games last year, and they just missed out of the playoffs because of a dumb timeout call last year. Do you guys remember that? They didn't call that timeout against the Raiders in the final game of the season. They might have been in the playoffs. Yeah, they both would have been in. All they had to do was like not do anything, and they both get in, which is crazy. But
they shouldn't have called the timeout.
Yeah, but the Chargers are gonna be a tough team to beat this year, and Justin Herbert to me is on MVP watch. So that's all I got on the Chargers.
They're all. I mean, the Chargers are a really young team. They have talent everywhere, talent on both sides of the ball. They're just really young. They're trending in a positive way, man. They're strong. They're really good. They're gonna be just fine. But I don't know. It's gonna be really tough for that division. I don't know if I'll put them at 1 just yet, but they're up there.
Do you think that they would be this good if they never punctured the lung of
Tyrod Taylor?
Do you think they would be this good still?
That's a pretty good point. I forgot that happened. That happened week 1 last year, didn't it?
Yeah. No, that was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago, and then Justin Herbert got his start.
Justin Herbert got his start, and now look where he is.
Justin Herbert
So
is a better quarterback than Tyrod Taylor, 1000%.
Yeah, but Tyrod Taylor was going to start for that whole season if they didn't puncture his lung.
I remember that was week 1.
So Charger fans have that doctor to thank.
Yeah,
Why are
true.
we cutting to me? I'm not talking.
Way to stab
Just
him,
kidding.
sir.
I guess it's my turn because Casey said, Steven, stop talking. I'm going to cut to this guy's screen.
Daniel, stop trying to make it like I interrupted him. You interrupted Tony. Go.
Started yelling.
He's just trying to play it off.
Sorry. Anyway, what are we talking about? The
Chargers.
Chargers. Yes.
The
I have
Chargers.
really bad ADD.
Oh,
My
Chargers.
brain just, or ADHD. It's one of the, I was going to say it's one of the D's, but anyway,
I mean, we
moving
like
on.
Never mind. Let's stop into.
Here's the thing with the Chargers. They have been good for some time, and they don't know how to prove themselves. I think this year they absolutely could, but they need to prove themselves. Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. He's amazing. I have in my little notes here, it's just a matter of time and execution with them. They have all the weapons they need on offense and on defense. It's all about execution for them.
Yep, I agree 100% with that. All right, we're gonna
You
move
know, the only thing that might hurt him is the Chargers are going to get hurt if Eckler gets hurt. He's very prone to injuries. I had him as my running back last year for fantasy. That's the only thing that hurt. He would get hurt third quarter, fourth quarter, and just walk off the field. So if he can stay healthy, they're going to be just fine. If he gets hurt sometime within the season, it's going to go to the Chiefs.
I will say this: when he did get hurt, though, he had like 40 fantasy points already, so you were already good.
I wasn't because I lost by a point that week to
Somebody.
what's his name? I lost by a point because he walked off in the third quarter. He was doing great. I just needed 1 point more from him.
It was to John, wasn't it?
No, it was not Andrew's friend.
Isaac?
Sharif's. Isaac. It was to Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
1 point. That's all I needed. And then I just stopped seeing my points go up, and I said, "What happened?" Oh, there he is.
Oh, he walked off.
Leaving
He
the
quit.
field.
Hey, at least he didn't
said,
Calvin
"I'm out."
Ridley quit.
Walked away from football.
No,
Bye,
he
guys.
Antonio Brown quit.
Yeah. That's right. Forgot Antonio Brown walked off the
Lord.
field like that against the Jets last year. All right, we're going to move on to our next team, though. Rank number 3. Tony, we're going to go to you because this team's in your division, the Cincinnati Bengals.
I forgot the Bengals are in that division.
Strong. They're. I mean, same as the Chargers. They're a young team. They got weapons on the offense. They finally figured out how to run an offense.
No line now.
Yeah, they have an O-line now, so it's they're going to be great. They're already great. They're just growing from here.
Yeah. The AFC champs only got better in the offseason. They beefed up their offensive line, and I think they will be in contention for another Super Bowl appearance. They're going to be tough to beat.
They should have won the Super Bowl.
They could have and should have won the Super Bowl. I think if they would have protected Burrow a little better, they'd be the defending champions. But what do you think they're going to do, Steven?
They'll be good, if not as good as last year, or better, if not as good as last year. I don't think they're going to get to the Super Bowl this year. That's just my honest opinion, but they should still make a deep playoff run. They're going to fight the Ravens for that division, so it's going to be a bloodbath between those two teams. The Steelers will be fighting them a little bit, but we'll see.
I think if the Steelers could get their quarterback situation settled, they're going to be just fine. I don't see them going under 500. That's honestly all I'm hoping for this year because they got some work to do. It's sad to say, but they got work to do.
That's okay.
Here's something else. Maybe it might be a little hot take, but the Steelers aren't making the playoffs this year, Tony.
I honestly don't know if they are. I mean, it sucks to say, but I think they're going to go 9-8. Honestly, they're going to stay above 500 under Tomlin. But it's going. I don't know.
Here's something crazy though. I still can't believe the Steelers haven't had a losing season since 2003. That stat boggled my mind.
That doesn't
the whole
seem
Tomlin
that
era
long ago. That's 18 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's a legal human, not legal human, but like
Talking about
18-year-old. We get it,
adult,
Daniel. Yep.
An adult of
Nah, but-
time.
Yeah, the Steelers can vote now.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but Tomlin's done great. He always has a plan for them. They're like I said, as soon as you get their quarterback situation figured out, they should be. I see them going 9-8 this year.
Steven?
The Steelers Are we talking about the Steelers?
No, we're
or
talking about
We're
we're
not
talking about the Bengals.
Okay.
We
I
ended
was
up talking about the Steelers because
Because Tony's a.
I already talked about the Bengals.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
well then we're going on to
I
the
think I
next
was the
team.
only
That's why we deviated.
Yeah, you went to Tony after me. But anyways, the Bengals should be good. They'll be deep.
They will be
They'll
deep.
get.
Heyo.
They will be.
That means
Heyo.
2 teams.
We're going on to our number 2 team, which it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody what 1 and 2 are. But number 2,
That's cool. I didn't want to talk about the Bengals.
nope, you don't get to talk about the Bengals. You want to talk about the Bengals? Here you
I
go.
don't care. It's okay. I'm not
Nope,
gonna
go
say
for
anything anyway.
Nope,
That's what you
you
get.
said it.
I said it earlier. The Ravens were going to win that division. The Bengals are going to win that division, and then we're done.
So
Go
who's
ahead.
winning that
Who's gonna win the
division?
division?
So who's winning the division? That's the
The
same
Bengals.
division.
The Bengals are going to win that division.
Everybody's
They play the
winning the
Cowboys.
division.
They play the Cowboys this year, don't they?
I think so. Yeah.
I think
We'll
they play
see Joey
here.
B.
Do they come here
I
to
think
Dallas?
They come here, Dallas.
Oh, that'd be a good game to go
I
to.
can't remember.
That's why earlier I was like, "Oh, I forgot the Bengals are in that division." But
I'll
the
look it up
Bengals,
real quick.
I think should win that division.
All right, well, moving on to number 2. Shouldn't be surprised to anybody that 1 and 2 are 2 powerhouse teams here. Number 2 team
Oh, duh.
is the LA Rams.
Oh, why'd you put them at 2?
Well, because
That's
it was
our
our consensus rankings, Tony.
Okay.
It wasn't just like a
They're at
ranking
number
between all
2
of us,
because
but
Casey doesn't think they're the best team in the league.
I don't think they're the best team in the league. And actually, everybody except
I think all of us.
Daniel, you're the only one that ranked the Rams higher.
Okay.
So since we're gonna start with you because you ranked them higher.
Your fault.
we gotta stop saying things.
You know, I don't know how much I believe Daniel right now. He's giving both the Ravens and the Bengals the number 1 seed, the fucking
And
division.
he said they're
Here's
both
the
gonna win the NFC West too. So just kidding. Go ahead, Daniel.
Okay. So the Rams,
Ram.
you can't put them lower than anybody else at this point in time going into the season because 1, they won the Super Bowl. 2, they got even better. I don't know how, but they did. Aaron Donald is insane. He's going to lead the defense to possibly the best defense in the league this year. And then Matt Stafford is somehow getting better now that he has a team to rely on. And yeah, I mean, they're going to pick up right where they left off and they're going to dominate the season. I think they should be at number 1, but my peers seem to not think so. So we'll get there. Too.
That's why it's a consensus ranking, Daniel. You have the
I
Rams
know.
at 1. I have the other team at 1. We all have the other team at 1. I think everybody knows what the other team is, but we're not going to reveal it yet. But
Browns.
I agree. I agree that the Rams should pick off where they left off. They're going to be the number 1 Super Bowl contender for sure, especially the number 1 contender in the NFC. They're going to be a tough out. Anybody that plays them, it's not going to be an easy game. I think they hit double-digit wins. I have them going 11-6 on the season. I don't think they're as great as everybody thinks they're going to be. They're going to be a good team, but I don't think they're like this immaculate team that everybody should just worship. It's not the thing for me. But Steven, what's your take on the Rams?
We only worship the Cowboys here.
Yeah, the Rams should be good, if not as better. I said that same thing about the Ravens, I think, or the Bengals. I have the Rams going 12-5. They should win that division pretty easily. They did lose Von Miller, which was kind of nice for them to have during the Super Bowl run, but they should be fine. Their defense is phenomenal, if not the best defense in the NFL. The only thing that scares me is a little bit Matthew Stafford. He's getting a little discomfort in his elbow during training camp right now, and they say it's abnormal for a quarterback to have. So,
Well, that's not good.
so it's not good. He says he's gonna play, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Time will
That
tell.
dude has been through so much shit.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
That poor guy was shredded in Detroit.
For sure. Tony, what's your take on the Rams this year?
They're going to be fine. I don't know if I actually hadn't heard that about his elbow, so that's a little
I'll look it up real
that's a
quick.
little concerning. Yeah, but
Also, the Bengals do play the Cowboys week 2
Nice.
here in Dallas.
Oh,
God,
that's
we gotta play Tampa and then Cincy.
Yep.
0-2.
Oh, both here in Dallas. So.
0-2
baby.
0-2 start.
2-0.
Nah,
Shutouts.
but the Rams are going to be just fine. They have a strong defense. They have a strong offense. They're able to move the ball. As long as his elbow keeps up, if Steven's right, then they're going to be just fine. I don't know if I'll put playoffs are going to be just fine, achievable for them. But it's gonna once they get to the playoff run, they're just going to have to fight their way again.
To me, all teams just need to make the playoffs, and then it's like a dogfight. Like you just got to play through the teams you got to play.
So the report that I saw about his elbow. It says that he is dealing with some tendon issue in his groin hand,
Oh, that's not
forc-
good.
forcing him to rest for a while until it heals.
He probably just has tendonitis. He'll be all right.
Yeah, that
Can
hurts
corn.
though.
Can of corn.
It's a,
Huh?
s- it
Can of
says it's a
corn.
similar injury that he had last year. But I mean, he went through that pain and won that Super Bowl for them. So we'll see what
That's what I'm
we'll
saying.
see what
Dude,
happens.
Matthew Stafford is a rugged beast.
Yeah, remember when he got hurt
mean-
when he was playing with Detroit and he threw a touchdown to win the game? Well,
And then he
like collapsed.
dislocated it.
I do remember
Yeah.
that. I remember watching
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, he's a beast. That's
He's
why
got
they
that
won the Super
Mamba
Bowl last year.
mentality up there.
He finally got that playoff monkey off his back last year, and he should be fine.
The fact
Well-
that he had to play for Detroit for so long, that's what made him tough.
Toughened him up. All right, we're going to move on to the number 1 team on this ranking board, which should be no surprise to anybody that it's the Buffalo Bills.
Cowboys!
Shut up, Daniel. It's the
No one
Buffalo
circles
Bills.
the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Nobody
Oof.
circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, and I love
Nobody
destroys tables better than Buffalo Bills fans.
I was gonna
Bills
say
fans,
nobody.
please keep the tables coming. Like, light them on fire. I mean, like, these videos are
Wow.
hilarious.
Okay,
I mean,
let's be honest.
yeah, no, they're funny. I love it.
In a safe manner.
I don't think any tables are safe in Buffalo this year because I think they're gonna go on a tear. I think, like I said, they're on a revenge tour. Like, I'll call it the coin flip revenge tour, and I think they're going to the Super Bowl this year. I know they are the Bills, and they've been to Super Bowls. Well, they go to 4 straight Super Bowls and lose 4 straight
And
times.
lost every single
Yeah.
one.
Might
All
be-
two NFC.
Might be that again, but Bills fans, you're on a 2-year clock. If you don't win the Super Bowl in 2 years, you're frauds. So that's all I got on the Bills.
You're a fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frauds.
Tony, what do you think of the Bills?
The Bills super strong. Like I said, they have a lot of weapons. I have something to say about this a little later on, but we'll get to that later.
All right.
Oof, got that hot
About that
take.
division, the hot take's gonna come. But yeah, like you said, no table safe. Nobody destroys nobody destroys a good table like the fucking Bills fans.
Yeah, it's great. Those videos, amazing. I love them. Steven, what's your take on the Bills? By the way,
I mean,
you were talking about Von Miller going over there, leaving. He left to the Bills. 6-year
He
deal.
went to the Bills. So, I mean, that defense is going to be even better. I mean, great offense, better defense now. They will want revenge after that overtime, and that overtime rule. I think was that overtime rule changed.
It was
Did
changed
they
because
change
the Colts and the Eagles put it in, and the league voted for it. So
Yeah.
I think both teams get the ball now in overtime in the playoffs.
it? In the
Regular season,
playoffs.
it's still the
It's
same.
only in the playoffs. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, they're gonna go on a tear. I mean, we'll see how good they are. I mean, that first game of the season will be fun to see. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, the Bills and
they-
the Rams. Yeah, that they
Yeah,
open the season.
But
that-
they should win
yeah.
the conference. They should go to the Super Bowl. Only time will tell.
That's why we play the games. But Daniel, I'll let you finish off on the Bills. I think the Bills are the most well-rounded team. But what's your take?
Yeah. Agreed. I do have the Bills at number 2 just because they haven't proven themselves. Granted, coin flip incident, but the game is the game. As a Cowboys fan, I know all too well. But yeah, the Bills will pick up right where they left off. They'll be hungry for revenge. I don't know that they make the Super Bowl again because you have Joe Burrow over there, you have Patrick Mahomes over there, you have Justin Herbert over there. You even have no. I mean, there's a lot of teams in the AFC that could get there. But on paper, the Bills are the most likely team to get there. But time will tell.
Time will tell. Like I said, that's why we play the games. But back to our little 4-cam scene here. We haven't seen us all here in a little while, which is really nice. Aaron Rodgers, a.k.a. Big Ben, never retiring. I'm sorry I missed that earlier, but I don't know if Edward's still here. But Edward, shout out to you for keeping up in the chat here.
A loyal
Just start
fan.
spamming, this is our year, baby.
Oh my God.
He has a little foam finger in his house.
Because Josh Benninger isn't in the chat.
Oh my gosh, if that guy was in the chat,
It'll be
Oh,
morning for him.
it should be morning for him. Probably should just send him the link here.
The link.
don't.
But
We're gonna have to shut down the channel.
Actually,
This is our year!
I'll do that right now. We're gonna send Josh Benninger the link. See what happens here.
In
But
case you're wondering, Josh Benninger, he is that annoying Cowboy fan.
the annoying
He will-
Cowboy fans you hear about, that's Josh.
That's
Yeah.
Josh.
I like to be an annoying Cowboy fan because it's funny.
He
but most
likes to do
Cowboys
it
Fans are shit.
because he thinks it's like legitly.
Dude, I want to talk about it real quick while you do this.
Go for it.
The Dallas Cowboys fan base is god awful, and I'm a
Mhm.
part of it. But I hate you all. Not all of you, but all of those Cowboys
Almost
fans that
to me.
are out there that are not realistic about their team, fuck off. Be realistic about your team. If you want to provoke people because it's funny, I condone it 1,000%. Don't get me wrong. But don't be that guy that's like
There's a line.
serious about this is our year every year. I'm going to say it until it happens because eventually it will happen. But that's just because I like to talk shit. Don't be real about it because, you know, it's obviously it can't happen every year. And you got to be real about your team. Don't be a piece of shit. But go Cowboys.
While we're stuck here, it says on the bottom, it says, don't be a boob, like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Do what you need to do. We appreciate the support here. We're about an hour and a half into our stream here, guys. And the rest of this should go by pretty quick. The first part was a lot. But we're going to jump up to the next.
Hungry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're jumping up to the next point here. We're going to the AFC and NFC West here. We're going to start with the NFC West. These are our consensus rankings for the AFC NFC West, how we think they're going to finish. NFC West, we'll start with the first team here. Team number 4, we have the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Consensus record, because we all gave them records as well, we have them going 6-11. I think it is just going to be a rough year for the Seahawks fans. You guys are either going to have Drew Lock or Geno Smith at quarterback. I thought you guys had a problem with DK Metcalf, but I think they came to a consensus, didn't they, a couple days ago? He signed a deal, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he signed for 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. I'm surprised he did that because I think he wanted out with the way things were going, but they paid him, and I think he's good now. But
money talks.
Yeah, money does talk. But
DK Metcalf's not that good.
Yeah, well, he's a big guy. Doesn't move. Well, I would say he doesn't move fast, but didn't he chase down Buda Baker a couple years ago?
In that, very fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was insane.
Yeah, that was an insane touchdown saving move there. But Steven, I'll move on to you. What do you think of the Seattle Seahawks this year?
Poor Seahawks. I mean,
poor
what
Seahawks.
can you say about them? Who they got? Drew Lock as their quarterback.
I think
Drew Lock right now. I think they're fighting for the starting job. Drew Lock and Geno Smith.
Drew Lock.
Geno Smith. Oh God.
Everybody forgets he exists too. He was with the Jets last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they still do have a pretty good receiving core. They got DK Metcalf, like you said. The defense, it's okay now. It's not the Legion of Boom that it used to be. I mean, they're going to struggle this year. They're definitely going to finish last in the division. But they can get better.
All you see is Caps. All you see is Cap's butt.
Yeah, his tail.
Leading off with Cap's butt. Let's go to Tony. Tony, Seahawks.
Seahawks. They're going to struggle. Yeah, they have receivers. They just re-signed one, but they're going to struggle. 6-11. It might be a little generous, if anything.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think it might be a little generous, but our consensus, that's what it is. I don't have all of our rankings here. I think they're on our phone, but
I had them 6-11.
That's
exactly what they were.
Them losing Russ really hurt. He's now a rollback Bronco, but
yeah, rollback Bronco. That's funny. Daniel, Seahawk takes. I have him 6-11. Actually, I have him here on my board.
Takes. I also have them at 6-11. The only reason for it is because of their schedule. They play Atlanta, they play Detroit, they play the Giants, they play the Raiders. I have them taking one against the Raiders at home. They play the Panthers.
That's bold.
We have a lot of Raider fans mad at you right now.
And they play the Jets.
Yeah.
So those are their 6 wins that I have for them. The rest of their schedule is pretty tough. They could steal one from Denver, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's week 1.
Denver,
so I doubt it.
Denver and Washington for me this year are 2 teams I can't put my finger on what they're going to do. I know Denver got Russell Wilson, way better quarterback than Carson Wentz. I know Carson Wentz. I hate you. Just kidding. I don't hate you. But
and your ankles.
Yeah, and your ankles.
I think he hates his ankles.
I saw that happen. Yeah, but we'll move on to our number 3.
Rams,
against the Rams. Aaron Donald fell on him. It's crazy. But our number 3 team in the NFC West, we have the Arizona Cardinals, and we have them going 9-8. I'll start with the Cardinals here. Here's might be a hot take, I don't know, but the Cardinals are one of those teams that I do not think will be as good as everyone expects them to be. With Hopkins suspended the first 6 games, and
just let you know, Josh has joined the conversation.
Oh, there he goes. Here's Josh. Hello, Joshua Bittinger. But oh man, this is gonna be a fun chat right now. The Cardinals also have one of the toughest schedules in the entire league, and I'd be surprised to see them win 10 games. I just can't see it. I don't really believe in Kyler Murray like everybody else does. Tony, take on the Cardinals.
I am with you on not believing on Kyler Murray. Oh my God, he was such a big dud for me
I
last
have him.
year.
I have him at 9-8 this year, but yeah.
You know, I gave him a higher ranking just because I forgot about D-Hop's suspension. So I think they're going to struggle the first few. So 9-8 is I think that it's achievable, but they're going to struggle. They need some work. They're not going to be as good as everybody hypes them up to be.
So even Josh thinks Kyler's drastically overrated right there. Edward's here too. Edward, you can throw in your take as well. Steven, what's your take on the Cardinals this year? We have him as team number 3.
I have him as 9-8 as well. Kyler Murray, I mean, he's a great quarterback. Don't ever get me wrong, but he's just a question mark. I mean, that whole debacle with his contracts, that 4-hour studying thing, that already tells you that he's.
Yeah, that's crazy that they even had to come out and have a press conference about that.
And then they had to take it out. They took it out of their contract.
Yeah.
Because of the backlash from it.
Insane.
I was like, that is really what the quarterbacks do. Why do you think Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning are so good?
Yep.
They study.
Yep.
They study.
Daniel?
But
Cardinal
Dude,
takes.
I want to play Call of Duty with Kyler Murray. That's all I got to say.
Is he pretty good or what?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's all he did.
Okay, so there's like a statistic to where in November his stats drop drastically, and that's when Call of Duty comes out every year. So everybody's like blaming that.
Why do you think they always go like 1-5 at the end of the year?
Yeah. No. I have a lot more faith in Kyler Murray than you guys. I think he's a great quarterback. He's super athletic, and he does amazing things for his size.
He is also the size of a Tic Tac, so he can't throw it over the field.
But think about this: how many quarterbacks, realistically, how many quarterbacks are you taking over Kyler Murray? It's not more than 10.
Yeah, that I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I'll take Kyler Murray.
He's definitely in my top 10, but like I said, he's a great quarterback. But
we will be ranking quarterbacks next week, so that's our next ranking set of the tight ends.
Yeah. Having said all of that, I did most of my rankings based on like scheduling. So I have them taking 10 wins, barring the suspension of DeAndre Hopkins. That could change, but yeah, I think they'll do really well this year. Kyler Murray is a lot better than people like you guys think, and I think he is upset, and he wants to prove himself. So I think he's going to do really well this year.
We'll see.
Moving on to team consensus ranking number 2 in the NFC West, we have the 10-7. Whoops, I put 10-7 first. But the 10-7 San Francisco 49ers. Daniel, since I started with you last time on San Francisco, Steven, I'm going to you first since you were like, well, I'm a Cowboys fan. So you go ahead with the 49ers. What do you think they're going to do this year?
Okay. I don't think I said that at all. You're the one that's been labeling us. Anyways.
Label everybody.
I think this consensus team record is exactly what I have. I have them at 10-7. They should be good. They should be a playoff team. Trey Lance, that's going to be the only question mark, like we said earlier. If he does well and performs, the 49ers will do well and perform and make the playoffs, make another deep run. They should be fine.
Yeah, their defense is good enough to keep them in any game. That they've got a solid defense. They got George Kittle. They signed Deebo Samuel back, so Deebo Samuel will be back.
He wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, well, he might have, but he didn't. So he's there now. So we can't really say any of that. I have him at 10-7, making the playoffs. I don't know what they're going to do in the playoffs, but I have him at 10-7.
Yeah, very nice. Move on.
Daniel.
Okay,
yeah, dude.
Dude, the Niners. I hate them, but like, they're gonna be really good this year. I have them at 10-7, and like I'm looking back at their schedule right now, and they could win more games. Right now, their wins that I have include Chicago, Seattle, Carolina, Atlanta, Arizona, New Orleans, Miami, Seattle, Washington, and Vegas. A lot of those should be locks, and I think they can win more games than that.
What do you?
Trey Lance.
Yeah, Trey Lance is the question mark for sure.
Trey Lance is the question mark for sure.
Tony, you ready to jump in on this Trey Lance scandal here?
I mean, I have faith in the Niners. Obviously, on my top 10 overall picks for the teams, I put the Niners pushing out the Cowboys out of the top 10.
So you saying
I'm
you
waiting
have
for John.
faith? You have faith in the 49ers. Are you part of the 49er faithful?
No, fuck no.
Schuster in
No,
the
but
chat says bring back Kaepernick. I don't think he's coming back.
Edward Drew Lock
Dude,
is the
poor
quarterback
Colin
for the
Kaepernick, man.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
He was a good ass quarterback, and he got fucked over.
He got the
so
shit
He sure
end
did.
of a movement that is
He
big.
got the shit end of a fucking stick that needs to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
Very, very true.
I feel so bad for Colin Kaepernick. I really liked him as a person and a quarterback.
Josh said that Tony
Even
is
if he
dead to
played for the
me.
Niners.
Tony, care to reply back to Josh?
Josh, this is our year, baby. Let's go.
Oh my God, shut up.
Just trying to
He's
promote,
gonna
you know?
be more dead. I have a hot take coming straight for him.
Oh,
It's gonna be great.
awesome. Josh, stick around.
Stick around, fucker.
All right, we're going.
Okay.
The team number one, which should be no surprise, we already talked about them. We don't have to say a lot about them again. But the Los Angeles Rams, we have
the
we have a
Rams.
consensus
Boring.
ranking of 12-5 here. I have them going 11-6. Anybody want to jump in on the Rams, or do you think we have pretty much said
Nah, we
enough
already
about the
covered
Rams?
I think we
Right.
pretty much talked about the Rams.
Yeah, we already covered
Where
the
are
Rams.
The Rams going. Wait, hold on. Record wise, where does everybody have them? I have them at 13-4.
I have them
I
11-6.
I have them 12-5.
I don't remember.
Tony probably had him at 12-5. That's why the consensus is there. Perfect.
Yep, perfect.
let's go.
All right, next.
Moving
Move back to the four cam stream. Let's see. Let's go to the chat here. Hang on, real quick.
We
Tony's
got
dead to
some
me.
topics.
Josh said, "Let's go." To your comment there. $230 million quarterback. OMG. At least the boys have a QB. Dak can't get any more slander of a bogus payday. All right.
That's true.
The
You know what
Cowboy
else is
fans
dead?
have come out in the chat.
Third best QB
You know what else is dead?
roster.
What else is there?
What else is dead?
What?
The Cowboys playoff hopes last year.
Josh's truck.
Oh,
Ooh.
Sorry, we're getting
Dang.
personal
You got to
here.
bring Deborah in
Moving
like
on.
damn!
that?
You went right at him. Had to run him
Take us
over, huh?
into the AFC, please.
Like his truck. Sorry, Josh.
Anyways.
That was really funny. Josh, I do have a stat for your Cowboys, though.
They're trash.
The
No,
last
I don't wanna hear it. Come
25
on.
years. Daniel's already heard this stat. Last 25
Multiple
years,
times.
the Cowboys, the Commanders, and the Lions have not been the NFC Championship. Every other team in the NFC has been twice. So there's that. All right.
Wasn't there haven't the Jets won more playoff games than them?
The
The past, like,
Jaguars.
20 years?
Everybody's won more
Or the
playoff games
Jaguars,
than them. The Jaguars have won more playoff games since their
Yeah,
existence
they went
than the
to
Cowboys
the AFC
have.
Championship, and
Yeah.
then they got robbed
How
by
many
the
Super
refs.
Bowls?
Yeah, they did. They should have been in the Super Bowl that year. But you know what? We're not going to talk about the Jaguars this stream, okay?
Good old Blake
We're-
Bortles.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to talk about the
All right.
Jaguars, Casey?
Josh goes, you had to bring up the murder. Daniel, maybe you can give him some film study. You talking about?
Are we talking
I don't
about
know who
Kyler
that's
Murray, or are we
for.
talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about, Edward. Who are you talking about? Yeah, they do
DiNucci
DiNucci rules. That's my dad, by the way.
Is he even?
Ben DiNucci-
Is he still on the roster?
Ben DiNucci?
Yeah, he is. I think he's
Oh.
on the practice squad.
On the practice squad?
Yeah, I saw
Ben
him playing golf
DiNucci
the other day.
has-
He was at Top Golf. They posted a video the other day about him.
Cooper
Dude,
Rush
his-
is still their backup, right?
I don't think so, actually.
Damn, he doesn't even know his backup.
He might be. I'm not 100%.
It's training
on that.
camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But-
Well, let's move on to the AFC West. We've pretty much covered this division as well. Team number 4 that we have, a lot of people are going to be mad at us. But the 4th ranked team we have is the Las Vegas Raiders. And
Yeah.
here's our consensus ranking. Ready, Raider fans? Boom. 9-8. You're
Hey,
frauds.
winning record. Winning record.
Yeah. I think the Raiders are going 8-9 this year, personally. I don't think they're going to have a winning record.
Oh, I did NFC.
Yeah. I'm not completely on board with the hype train that people are on for them. To me, they're like the Browns a few years ago. Remember that Browns team that everybody thought was
Browns.
going to the Super Bowl because they
Yep.
signed all these players and then they didn't do anything? Yeah, I stand by it. The Raiders have Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, and Derek Carr. Great offensive weapons. If one of them gets
Yep.
hurt, who replaces them?
They're done.
That's my thing. I can't even name any of your backups. But
Booby.
uh,
Booby in.
yeah, the
You
whole
want to win? Put Booby in.
exactly. Their whole division got better too. The Broncos got better. The Chargers got better. The Chiefs got better. They did get better too, but they're the bottom of the barrel if you ask me. I have them 8-9. I'm sticking by that. Daniel thinks I'm wrong, so we're gonna go to him next.
Whoop, whoop. Dude, okay. The Raiders have, well, I guess you kind of make a good point. Hold on.
Holding on.
Sorry, I dropped something.
Why is-
The Raiders, I
It's
have
Mike.
at 10-7. I don't think they'll be last in the division.
Who do you think will be last?
The Broncos.
I think the Broncos will be last.
I think the Broncos are getting way too much fucking praise for what they have now. They added Russell Wilson. I get it. But who's to say that works out? You know?
That's true.
We'll
who's
see.
to say that any of that team works?
We're
The
talking about
Raiders, on the other hand, basically have the same team, and they added Devontae Adams. Hello? Are you kidding me? Like, how do you have the Broncos over the Raiders at that point? I don't know. 10-7. Yeah.
I will say this: last season, I think the Raiders, they won 7 one-score games. So
they surprised a lot of people last year.
Those things flip around. They're not even in the playoffs. So
Edward says coaching matters, and I agree with that.
Coaching does matter. I agree with that 100%. Steven, what do you think of the Raiders?
I have them at 9-8 right now. Like Daniel said, it's the same team basically. They added Devontae Adams, but they got to prove it. They got a new coaching staff, so we'll see how much their play changes. But adding Devontae Adams really adds a lot to that offense. Defensively, they were okay last year. They should be better, but I have them finishing tied third place with the Broncos. But we'll talk about the Broncos
in a
later.
second here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tony, Raiders.
You know, I think 9-8 is a pretty good turnout for them. Devontae Adams, like you said, is going to change up that offense a lot. They're going to have an extra weapon to go to. They did pretty good last year without him. I think him being added to the team is going to give them a better outcome. So I think the Raiders will be good.
All right. Well, we got the Raiders at 4th. Third place team. I think we just touched up on them a little bit. The Denver Broncos. Our consensus record for them is 9-8 as well. So it looks like we have them tied, but the Broncos having the tiebreaker. Tony, I'll start with you since we really haven't started with you a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Tony's been getting the bottom of the barrel here. All right.
I think Steven's been getting the bottom of the barrel.
No, Steven's been going.
I've been going pretty first.
We're all going.
It doesn't matter.
Just go.
It doesn't matter.
Just go.
Anyway, the only negative thing going for the Broncos right now is they got bought out by fucking Walmart.
Everyday low prices, baby.
Every day they got Russell Wilson for about 2 washing machines and a chocolate bar.
Mike Lee moaned how he feels about that.
No, but the Broncos are going to be pretty strong this year too. So it's going to be a pretty tough battle between them and the Raiders. So that's going to be fun to watch.
Steven, I think you had the Broncos at 9-8 as well, tied with the Raiders.
Yeah, I had them tied with the Raiders for third place. Russell Wilson is definitely an upgrade. I mean, they had Teddy Bridgewater last year. He did pretty well for what they expected, I think. I mean, they completely destroyed the Cowboys last year. It wasn't even funny.
That was depressing.
Wasn't that the Thanksgiving game for you guys last year?
No, that was just a.
Oh, no, it was the Thanksgiving game.
The Raiders.
No, the Raiders. The Raiders was.
No, the Raiders were the Thanksgiving game.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, you're right. Right.
But the Broncos, better quarterback. The only thing is, wide receivers right now they're hurting. They lost someone.
They lost Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick had a torn ACL.
Yeah, that's a big blow already. I mean, on a team that doesn't have much offensive weapons right now. We'll see.
That's honestly the only reason why the Raiders might take it, just because they don't have too many offensive weapons. But still going to be interesting to watch. But I would give it to the Raiders.
We'll see. We'll see what the Broncos do. But anyways, Tony.
Daniel.
No, Daniel's next.
Back to you.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Oh,
me.
you had it on Tony.
All
I know.
He was talking.
Let's ride, dude. Russell Wilson is great. But like I said earlier, I don't have the Broncos as strong as the Raiders this year. I have the Broncos in 4th. I have them at 7-10, and I'm going to list the losses that I have for the Broncos real quick, just to give you guys some perspective. The San Francisco 49ers, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Indianapolis Colts, the Tennessee Titans, the Vegas Raiders again, the Baltimore Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Los Angeles Rams, the Chiefs again, and the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't think they win any of those games. That is 10 games worth of their schedule. The rest of their schedule seems to be fairly easy. It's significantly easier, actually. Their schedule is very lopsided. The only tough game that I have them winning 2 tough games, and that's to the Cardinals Chargers. The other wins for them are Seattle, Houston, the Jets, Jacksonville. Panthers could go either way, but you get my point. Broncos, I have at 7-10. I'm not on that hype train yet. They could surprise people.
Assuming you have them beating the Chargers at home.
I have them beating the Chargers in LA.
Let's
In
face
LA.
it. LA Charger home games aren't home games for them.
Exactly.
They have a home team or a home stadium.
No, that belongs to the Rams.
Yeah.
I thought they played in
So-
that soccer field still. Just kidding.
No.
I know.
So yeah, I have the Broncos at 7-10. They got to prove themselves to me first. That's all I got.
For me, I got the Broncos at 9-8. They traded for Russell Wilson, like everybody said. They traded away 2 first-round picks, Noah Fant and Drew Lock. I thought Noah Fant was still on the team a few
Negative.
months ago, and I forgot that he'd been
It
traded.
is in
Like
Seattle.
when I was starting to do my fantasy research, I was like, oh yeah, he's part of that trade. But I think the Broncos will have their first winning record since 2016. I think they'll be okay. I do agree with you about like the tough schedules. So the AFC West and the NFC West have the toughest schedules in the NFL this year. Just because they have to play each other.
Yep.
And I mean, it's just tough. I mean, the AFC overall is super tough. Like anybody playing an AFC
Yep.
team, unless it's the Texans or the Jaguars.
The Colts.
Shut up.
The Jets.
We'll be fine. I think the Jets will improve this year. They're not going to be the Jets of last year. They got a better coach. They did a really good draft this year.
Talking about the Broncos.
I know. But getting sidetracked. Stop throwing teams at me. But that's pretty much all I got on the Broncos. But let's move on because I think we've spent enough time on them. I think these last 2 teams we've pretty much touched on tonight. But
I don't
we're gonna
think we
touch on them a
really
little bit more. Number 2 team
we
we
go.
have is the Los Angeles Chargers, who we were just talking about. Obviously, they don't have a home stadium, which Steven was talking about right now. But we'll start with
we're-
Steven here on the LA Chargers. We'll be brief with them.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much covered them in the top 10. I have them third in top 10, and I also have them going 11-6. Should be a better team than last year. They have a lot to prove, like Daniel said. If they can prove it, then they'll be really good.
That is true. I also have them 11-6. I think the Chargers could surprise a lot of people as well. They are, like I said, a dark horse to win the whole thing. Justin Herbert's awesome. That's all I got. Daniel?
Same thing. I think we're all in a consensus that they're going to go 11-6 and that they just have to prove themselves at this point. They have all the weapons that they need. It's all about being consistent, execution, and proving themselves.
And Tony?
Agree with all of that. Only downside is if Eckler gets hurt again, but he's pretty consistent about coming back for the next game. He'll step out for a few quarters. So honestly, they could all stay healthy. They'll be great.
Here's something I will say about Eckler. I don't think he's going to have the production that he had last year because of fantasy. It was kind of like an outlier year for him. I think he had 20 touchdowns, something like that. Or was it 13?
Yeah.
Something like that. He had a lot of touchdowns, but I don't think he
Yeah, he
does that
did.
again. I think they're a little more conservative with him, and we'll see what happens in fantasy. So, but our number 1 team, which is on the consensus, I think I'm the only one that didn't agree with this. I actually have the Chargers winning the division at 11-6. I do have the Chiefs at 11-6, but the Chargers with the tiebreaker. But we do have the Chiefs, and our consensus ranking is 12-5 here. Which one of you guys had the Chiefs winning the division? I think all of you guys, correct?
Yeah,
we all
I
did.
do.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll start with Steven here.
It's funny because I have the Chiefs winning the division, but I have them lower in the top 10. Don't know why.
Things
But-
happen, man. Things happen.
Just
That's why it's
just felt right.
preseason. We'll be ranking them throughout the season too. So
The Chiefs are going to be good. They're Patrick Mahomes MVP all the time. I mean, they're going to have a battle this year, though. They're going to have a much tougher division. It should be harder for them, but I still think they'll pull it off and win the division.
and I think we've already kind of touched up on the Chiefs a little bit. We talked about them getting Sky Moore. We had to educate Daniel where Sky Moore came from. All that good
I'm
stuff.
not the only one.
Yeah, you're not
So-
the only one. I know the audience needs to know too, but they got Travis Kelce still. They got Juju Smith-Schuster. They'll be fine. Daniel, Chiefs.
Steven, I get your confusion because that division is a toss-up.
Yeah.
That division's crazy. It's gonna be
really is.
fun to watch though. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Probably if not the toughest, top 2 with the NFC West. That's why we're doing the Wests first. But
Correct.
anyway, the Chiefs 12-5. The 5 losses that I have to them, I want to go through them real quick because I think it'll excite Casey a little bit. Their first loss, I believe, will be in Indianapolis, week 3.
Oh, really? I do like that take. I don't really agree with you, but I like that. We'll see what happens.
I have them losing to the Colts first, then the Bills, then the Niners. I think the Niners will take one. I think the Chargers will take one from them, and I think the Bengals will take one from them. That's it. Every other team, I think they'll win the rest of their games. Again, their division schedule is what's tough, and then the rest of their schedule is pretty weak. So you throw Denver in there, you throw Denver's in the division, but you throw Houston in there, you throw Jacksonville in there, you throw Tennessee. Well, Tennessee's decent, but yeah, they're a really good high caliber team, and they should win most of their games. 12-5.
Tony, last take on the Chiefs before we move on to our hot takes.
Chiefs, they're always great at consistency. Reason behind it is Andy Reid is a damn good coach. So I think he has a plan for everything. So that's the only reason I think they're going to be so great, and they're going to be able to knock the Chargers down a bit because of Andy Reid and his coaching abilities and what he's able to do with a team.
Very, very true. All right. So we're done with the AFC and NFC West.
Edward wants to know if Sky Moore is a good fantasy option.
Don't you help him. Don't help him.
It's hard to help people in the draft that I'm in.
You wanted to start a podcast.
I know.
Or no, bitch.
I like Sky Moore later in the draft. There you go.
Gotta prove himself.
Yeah, so later in the draft.
So Edward, draft him as your first overall pick. Do it. Let's go back to the chat too. Ain't nothing wrong with Walmart. LMAO, safest company to ensure players get paid. Yeah, but they don't pay their employees though. So shot at Walmart. Sorry,
isn't
Walmart.
that their employees though?
Yeah, exactly. Josh, we're going over hot takes. Yes, we are. We're going over hot takes right now. Edward said bet. All right, let's move this one down and move it to here. We are on hot takes. So we're gonna do hot takes, and then we're gonna do. Each one of us picked a must-see game for the season.
Okay.
Each one of us have 2 hot takes though. Go ahead, Daniel. What were you gonna say?
Are we going one at a time on these hot takes, or are we doing both of them and then moving on to the next person?
What would you rather do?
I think we should do one at a time and then do 2 circles.
Yep.
I
Go
guess
for
we're
it.
kind of in a square shape though.
And Daniel, you go first.
Let's start.
Can I start by pissing Josh off?
Yes.
Oh,
go
yeah,
for
okay,
it. We're
yeah,
gonna go. We're gonna go. Tony, Steven, me, Daniel. Tony, Steven, me, Daniel. Because that makes Daniel last. So let's go.
Ready?
All right. Hot take number 1 from Tony. What we got?
You ready? Josh, you ready?
Josh said no.
So, hot take number 1. Like I said earlier, I think the Niners are going to push out the Cowboys from playoff contention. I don't think the Cowboys are going to make playoffs this year.
He doesn't.
They've lost a lot of receivers. They're struggling on it. The only reason they're going to be good on their records is because they play such a fucking easy schedule. But I don't see them moving. I don't see them getting into playoffs this year.
That is a big hot take because a lot of people have the Cowboys winning their division this year. And then here comes Josh with the shots. Ready? He goes, Colts winning was a hot take. That's dumb, Josh. Hot takes. Colts lose both Jags games. Shane, I'll just auto draft this year like I won the ship. Shane auto drafted and won the championship one year. He was really mad about his team.
Insane.
Josh said Clown Town. Then the chat's going off right now. Edward, OMG, why are you the way you are? We told you guys. Josh is the worst person ever. Josh, you're a Steelers fan. You're riding the couch in the playoffs. Well, at least the Steelers, you know what? I'm not even going to say it because I'll get shit on. Steven, with your hot take, go next.
Speaking of
your first hot take.
This is my
What a
hot
great
take.
segue.
Yeah, no kidding. I have Mitch Trubisky taking the Steelers to the playoffs and winning a playoff game. That's my hot take.
that is a good hot take. That is a good hot take.
They have the defense. They have the defense to do it. And if he plays well and that offense plays well, they can make some noise. But
to add on to you, I really appreciate it. I don't know how they're going to settle with the quarterback thing. So I don't know if they have to really prove themselves for me to say, yeah, they're going to playoffs. But they have one of the most expensive fucking defenses. I think they do have the most expensive.
You guys have the most expensive
now.
defense. You do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all.
But it's fucking low. It's fucking stacked. Not only that, but they started loading up the offensive line. They signed from the Cowboys actually. So that's going to bring back the running game. I see Najee going as one of the top running backs this year just because they're loading up that offensive line, which is going to give Trubisky a lot of time. But in the end, I think Trubisky's just basically a fucking Maddox, so that
he wasn't a bad quarterback with the Bears. I mean,
he had a bad team, and that's what Fields is dealing with right now.
Yeah, but I honestly just think they're using him for what he knows as a veteran, just to kind of get Pickett going. So I think if not mid-season, by next year, Pickett's going to be taking over, which is it's a good plan.
How long did they sign him for, Trubisky?
It's a 1-year contract.
It's just a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
Well, he has a year to prove himself.
Yep.
He has the 1 year.
I appreciate that take.
And I will say what Daniel said right now. He's like, they paid TJ Watt. TJ Watt had 22.5 sacks last year. He deserves the money that he's getting. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
I think the next person had 18 sacks.
Which was Aaron Donald, no?
Might have been Aaron Donald. I'm not sure. But let's go off to Josh in the chat here. I'm okay with missing the playoffs if we dump Zeke. Yeah, I don't know about that, Josh. Zeke's still a pretty good player.
Yeah, I'm not on board with that. Zeke is not as bad as everybody thinks. Look, everybody's panicking about that because Tony Pollard had a better season than Zeke this year.
Zeke was hurt. That's why.
Hurt for half the season. Hello. Yeah. Ezekiel is still one of the best running backs in the league.
At least the Steelers beat the Jags. Sit down, Cassie. Josh, your Cowboys play the Jags this year.
Yeah, I was the one that shit on him on the team, and he's going after you.
Yeah, that's Josh for you. But anyways, Casey, what's your hot take?
Okay, my first hot take comes to the NFC North.
The North.
I think the Vikings will win the NFC North this year over the Packers.
I heard AFC North. I was like, what?
I said NFC. I did say AFC in the first video we had.
Yeah, my bad.
My bad.
Yeah.
With them?
But Kirk Cousins performed well in 2021. He had 33 touchdown passes and only 7 interceptions. People forget that. He's a good quarterback too. After the Rams won the Super Bowl, the Vikings hired the Rams offensive coordinator, Kevin O'Connell, as their new head coach. The Vikings have weapons, and with Green Bay getting a little weaker this offseason, I like the Vikings to win the NFC North. That being said, year after year, the better the Vikings look on paper, the worse they actually do. And it blows my mind. So, but I'm going to believe in you. So make me look good, win the NFC North.
The Vikings should be better. I mean, they have a different coaching staff.
I think on paper, the Vikings look better than the Packers.
That's why I'm saying that. They look better on paper. The Packers' number one receiver is going to be Christian Watson. I don't even know where he came from. So, yeah.
The Packers know how to win, though. It's so weird.
Aaron Rodgers knows how to win.
Yeah.
What's your first hot take, Daniel? Actually, let's go back to the chat here. Cowboys will be. You know what? Never mind. They're just talking to each other. All right. All right, Daniel. Go ahead.
Actually, Josh agreed with you, Casey.
Oh wow, Josh agreed with me. What the hell? We need to frame that moment right there.
My first hot take. This might surprise some people.
Cowboys are going all the way.
The Dallas Cowboys will win the Super. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ! I was about to cut your stream off.
I would love that. I would love for that to happen. But I will believe it when I see it. First hot take, I believe that the New Orleans Saints will win the NFC South.
Ooh.
I don't hate that.
I think they have enough talent there to beat out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They have a
and
defense.
finally end Tom Brady's reign.
I actually think the Saints have the best defense in the NFC. They're great. Here's the other thing. I had another video on sports betting. One of my bets was because the Saints are at 8 wins right now, over under. I like them over 8 wins. I think they're going to win more than 8 wins. I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I might agree with you. I think they might win the NFC South.
Mm-hmm. That is my first one.
Tony, you want to go with your hot take number 2?
I've been going back and forth on this one. Dolphins. I think Dolphins are going to sneak their way into the playoffs this year. I think they might give. I think they have the potential to give the Bills a loss this year.
Hey, the Dolphins.
Dolphins
can.
Reason behind it. If with that being said, keep in mind you have to make sure that Tua stays healthy. If Tua can stay healthy, I think with them acquiring Tyreek Hill, it'll give more opportunity to Waddle. Not just that, I know that they have their running game isn't the greatest because they have second string fucking running backs. Who is it? Sony Michel's their starter.
Mm-hmm. They have Sony Michel and I forget who else they have. Mostert. That's what it is.
Mostert. But I think with the speed that Tyreek Hill brings, they're going to be doing a lot of receiver run games. They're going to be using him as a running back, essentially as a running weapon. So I think they could actually hand the Bills a loss if they're not careful.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think the Dolphins can beat pretty much anybody this year, pending out their quarterback play. Because everybody knows how Tua has been. But Tua can be really good. Also, Jalen Waddle is Tyreek Hill 2.0. So there you go.
2 big weapons.
They
That's what
could
I
be
got
very
there.
dangerous.
Steven, your second hot take?
Second hot take. This deals with the MVP race. Joe Burrow will win the MVP this year.
Think Joe Burrow is going to win the MVP?
Joey Ice, baby.
Joey
Dude, I love
Ice.
Joe Burrow.
He's already a great quarterback, and now he has an actual offensive line that will protect him. He
That's
should
true.
be tons
And
better.
he's got Amari Cooper.
He's got Amari. No, he doesn't.
Wait, no, just kidding. That's the Dolphins.
He's got Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is great.
That offense is improved just from that O-line by itself. So I think he can win the MVP this year.
He also has T. Higgins, who is going to be amazing too. So he's got
He
two
just
great
has
wide
super brain
receivers.
for it.
Yeah. T. Higgins is the guy you were looking for, I
And
think.
he has last season to build off. He just went to the Super Bowl. I mean, there's anywhere but up
Joe
for
Burrow
him.
just has that like swagger that just
You seen him walk into games like wearing the suits he wears? Like it's not even a suit; it's like a jumpsuit with like diamonds. He's just walking in like, "What's up, man? Oh yeah, I'm about to sling 8 touchdowns. All right, let's go."
I think
And
he
he'll do it.
portrays that onto the team as well, and it's really good for them.
Got that winning culture.
Well, my second hot take has to deal with the Dallas Cowboys. And no, it's not. You're not going to win a playoff game, or you're not going to make the playoffs. I really think with what happened in training camp with you guys, I don't know if you know, but Jerry Jones had a press conference with Mike McCarthy sitting next to him, and he's like, "I had other options, but I decided to stay with Mike." Who does that?
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with Jerry Jones?
He's a dickhead.
My second hot take is, I think his other option is Sean Payton. I know Sean Payton's going into the booth this year, but to call games. But I think Sean Payton will come out of doing TV and be the next head coach in Dallas before the season ends. I think Mike McCarthy gets fired, and I think that's what happens. So that's my hot take. I think by the end of the season, you guys are gonna have Sean Payton as your head coach.
I don't
That is
think
gonna
at
be
the end of the year he'll
very-
be.
By the end of the year,
Hot take.
I don't know. They'll put Dan Quinn there first before they put Sean Payton.
I know they say Jerry doesn't fire head coaches mid-season. I think he does it this year. That's why it's a hot take,
Did they
Steven.
fire Wade Phillips midseason?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they say Jerry Jones doesn't fire head coaches mid-season.
And the only reason they just wanted Jason. Well, anyway, whatever.
They wanted Jason Garrett.
So that's why
That's
it's a
same
hot take?
situation. Same
Yeah,
situation.
His contract was ending. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But that's my hot take. It's on the Dallas Cowboys. New head coach
I
by
wouldn't
the end
be
of the year.
opposed to that as a Cowboys fan.
Here's the thing. I think if you guys get Sean Payton, you are a Super Bowl contender. It's right then and there.
Well, Mike McCarthy, he has such bad time management. We hear it every single Cowboy game, especially when they have the ball going into the half.
We saw it last year to end your season.
Yeah,
Dak runs up the middle. I think that was a Dak
I think
call,
that was
though.
Dak.
I think it was Dak running
that was
up.
Dak.
But I don't know. I think
That was a
They were
mess
like-
in itself. But
somebody said run, but that's it.
Sean Payton is a Super Bowl caliber head coach. He's won a Super Bowl. I would love that, honestly, but I don't know that would happen.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see.
Mid-season specifically, but I would be welcome to that.
Yeah.
I would.
I think
think
all
Dan
Cowboys
Quinn-
are welcome to that.
You think
Yeah.
Dan Quinn stays if Sean Payton comes?
I think Dan Quinn is the heart of that defense, and
Yes.
I would hate to see him leave. I love Dan Quinn as our coordinator.
That
Yeah.
defense is much improved. They should be really good this year too. But anyway,
Next.
Daniel, your last hot
Is it my
take.
turn again? Okay. Oh, I don't know why I landed on divisional hot takes this year. But Casey, you might love this.
the
I
Jags
think
win.
the Indianapolis Colts will win the NFC or the AFC South.
I don't know if that's a
I
hot take
think-
because I think we're going to win the AFC South too.
That's a hot take. They're not going to win.
It's a hot take.
Most people would think that the Titans are going
Who-
to take it.
Yeah, but the Titans lost AJ Brown. Like
You're a
that
Colts
was
fan.
He
yeah,
lost to the
think about
Jags.
it.
It's the same
Yeah.
You also lost to the Jaguars.
thing.
this will never leave me ever. Ever. We play them week 2, so I hope we destroy them and we can just squash it and move on. So I'm glad
You
that
better-
game's
you
won.
better be-
Lost.
It's in
You better be
Jacksonville.
ready for that L.
Oh my god, if we lose, I'm gonna be so upset.
You know what happens that next podcast right after that game, right? If you lose,
Casey doesn't show up.
if the Jags lose to the Colts, he has to wear a Jaguars shirt.
You buy it and I'll do
I'll
that. That's
buy-
not
I'll
gonna
buy
happen.
you- I'll
That's
buy
not
you a
gonna happen.
Jaguars shirt.
Okay.
And not.
I will
and
do
the
that.
shirt.
I
I'm
will
not
do
gonna
that
buy
on
a
stream.
Get him a Trevor Lawrence jersey.
Hey,
Yeah.
Get
Trevor
him a
Lawrence
Blake
is a
Bortles
true-
jersey on discount.
Blake Bortles. Could probably find those for $5 online.
But yes,
Josh in the
back to
chat
the
says
Colts.
Clown Town. It's Clown Town, not Clown Town. CLAHN. Josh, get it right.
I think the Colts will win the division, though.
I do too.
That
I
may
think
or may
we're in
not
for.
be a hot take, but
Here's the thing. I was talking about the Bills having a revenge tour. I think the Colts are on kind of a revenge tour this year too, because the way we went out last season, it was terrible. We had 7 Pro Bowlers, didn't make the playoffs. Jaguars embarrassed us in Jacksonville. That was just insane.
y'all embarrassed yourselves.
Yeah.
But
You had the lead.
No, we didn't.
Did you not?
No,
thought that was a
they
comeback
beat us down the entire
Yeah,
game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the entire game we were beat down. By at halftime, it wasn't a game, and then yeah, it was just terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
So Casey, you are in agreement. If the Jaguars beat the Colts in the first game of their season, you will wear
Week
Jaguars
2.
gear on stream.
I will do that. Week 2. It won't
The whole
happen.
stream.
The whole stream.
All right.
yeah,
The whole stream.
I'll take that. I'll take that whole thing as a hot take because
We should make
I
him wear
think
it for the whole season.
I think the Titans could pull it off. Are taking it.
Yeah.
That's just going based off last year. I mean, Derrick Henry was out, and you still couldn't beat the fucking
We
Titans.
knocked Derrick Henry out, so just so you know that.
And week 1,
not
but
a good
week
thing
2,
you
what
take.
happened?
And we knocked Derrick Henry. No, it was the second time we
That's right.
played the Titans.
That was
They were already up on us. I was
Well,
at the state
'cause
fair
this-
when it happened. I remember.
The
can't wait
fucking
for the state
Steelers-
fair.
Hmm?
The Steelers played against Derrick Henry, and you guys played him after.
I don't know. This is last year. I don't care anymore. As soon as we lost the Jaguars, that season was over for me.
You know what's more embarrassing? The
Well, your
Steelers beat the
season will be
fucking
over
Titans,
week
and
2
you
this
couldn't.
year.
Yeah, whatever. We'll beat them this year.
Kidding.
And Mobile Tree took them down.
And we
and
play you guys
couldn't.
this year too. We play you guys. Wait, where are you? God damn it, I can't
This
play.
way.
We play you guys, and we play you guys. So that'll be fun.
L's.
Casting couch
That'll
on
be
Casey.
fun. We'll make bets too. Wear Colts jerseys and Cowboy jerseys and could you
Ooh,
imagine them?
Casey's
Well,
getting
you guys don't play
flamed.
each other, do you?
I thought this was hot takes, not crybaby takes. Ooh.
You don't even have a team. Shut up.
Ooh.
Mister, I'm a Brett Favre fan. He's retired.
Brett Favre is a goat, dude. Come on now.
He's a ghost in the NFL.
Brett Favre is better than any quarterback that you've ever had.
He put hot
Ooh.
shit.
All right.
Actually,
Last
Last
you
week
two
you
had
games of the
Manning, never mind.
year.
Must see games of the year. So we each picked a game that's a must see for us throughout the hot entire season. Edward, Josh, Dad, if you guys want to drop a must see game that you want to see this season, like any game throughout the season, it doesn't have to involve your team or anything like that, just a must see game. Tony, you want to start with this one again, or you want to go Steven?
I thought we were doing weeks. I thought we were doing weeks, so I picked the game for the week. I didn't know about the whole year thing, so I don't have one.
I
don't
can
have
go
one.
first.
Yeah, we'll go Steven first. If you want to look up the schedule real quick, you can pick
That's
one.
what I did,
Okay.
but then I thought about it and I realized that there's a correct answer. So go ahead.
Must see game of the year
It's for Steven. This is the must see game for Steven this year.
for the year is the very first game of the season. The very first game, Thursday night. Is it Thursday night football?
It is
I think
Thursday Night Football. The Bills and the
Bills, the
Rams.
Rams.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
that's going to be a Super Bowl matchup probably, and to get to see it first actual football game of the year, it's gonna be fun.
That's going to be one of the most televised games this year, I think.
it might be the most watched game of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might.
It could be. I mean,
Oh,
I know your Cowboys get a lot of love every game, but I think that could be a
I mean, they have the Cowboys
record
Bucks
breaker.
again,
Yeah,
prime time.
Cowboys Bucks is
yeah, that's Sunday night that week, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
they were Thursday night last
yeah,
year.
well, you guys were the first game last year, and then
Yeah.
this is the first game this year. So
We fucking lost that game too, the same fucking fashion. We lose
yeah.
every
You
game.
guys actually almost won that game. I remember that.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
We almost win all the games that we lose. Anyway, go ahead,
For me,
Casey.
must see game of the year. I will be attending it. I think Steven and Daniel might be attending it too. Colts, Cowboys, AT&T Stadium, December 4th, 2022. Sunday Night Football in Arlington, Texas. This game is later in the season and could have some playoff implications for both teams. It's a primetime game and everyone will be watching. Not only everyone, my family from Indy is planning on coming down here to watch that game. So our family will be torn apart between Cowboys and Colts. It's a once every 4 year game for us. We're always at each other's throats. Josh, I hate you, so I'm going to bring it up again. We beat you 23-0 in Indy last time we played.
That was
Yep.
4 years ago,
Yep.
by the way.
Don't care. You guys brought up something last year with the
That
Jaguars.
was a collegiate career ago.
So eat shit. I can't wait for that show that week either. As Daniel, Steven, and I will be going at each other. This is my most anticipated must-see game. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great game.
Colts Cowboys that week, and then Stars Red Wings same weekend.
That Sunday. So I'm a big Red Wings fan as well. Steven's a big Dallas Stars fan, so we'll be at that game as well. So
Daniel's become a Stars fan too.
Yeah, Daniel likes Jake Ottinger for the Stars.
Oh, he's fucking amazing.
Oh, here we go.
Casey's got a bet for you.
Josh, Casey, $100. We win right here.
Ooh,
$100.
That's your fantasy money right there.
That's I mean, he's not even in the fantasy league, so.
No, he's paying your fantasy league.
He's paying your fantasy league.
Yeah. What about 8 years ago we murdered you? Yeah, we benched all of our players because we had already won our division.
Casey,
so
$100. Colts Cowboys.
Sure, why not?
Oof.
All right, you already here. There's proof. There's proof.
Recorded proof.
He's betting because he's halfway around the world.
I don't care.
All right.
All right.
Paying yen.
Daniel, your must-see game.
My must-see game for the season. I don't think anybody will be surprised when I say this. Christmas Eve, baby. Cowboys and Eagles.
You and Janeth attending that game or trying to?
I would love to. I don't know yet. That's going to come down to financial situation. But that's going to be the best game of the year or the worst game of the year for me.
That could determine who wins your division.
That could determine who sleeps in the other room that night.
Merry Christmas. Get out.
But yes, it absolutely could determine the division, and I think that's why it's actually such a big game for us. And honestly, it's probably going to come down to that. It's scary, but yeah, Cowboys Eagles. I think that game is in Dallas, the Christmas one.
It's probably the primetime night game.
Yeah, it should be.
It's got to be.
So,
everybody will be watching that.
You tune in for that one. Go Cowboys. Fuck the Eagles.
Steven, it looks like Edward agrees with you. He said Bills and Chiefs will be must-see, honestly.
I didn't say Bills and Chiefs.
Steven said
sorry, never mind.
The Bills and the Rams.
He said Bills and Rams. So Edward's like the Bills and Chiefs. They play each other this year?
They played last year because I remember watching it.
Well, they played in the playoffs too.
Well, yeah, that's true. But they played regular season last year too. Because I remember me and Tony were watching it at that seafood place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the place. Anyways,
Josh will be home for Christmas.
I'm singing.
Yeah,
Go.
don't. Also, Josh, my dad is taking your action as well. So you got $200 on the line there if you want it.
Ooh.
Oof. All right, Tony. Let's hear it.
I already said no.
No,
your
must-see game.
I know, that's why I said that.
Just pick one, dude.
I didn't look one up. All of them. They're all must-sees. The whole season
honestly,
is must-see.
your Steelers Ravens matchups should be really good.
Yeah, I'm actually
it's always a bloodbath.
really looking forward to those matchups.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who they play in the division. It's always a bloodbath. It's always a good game.
Yeah, Edward's on
but
it.
I am really glad that the fucking NFL has such great marketers because they pin the Super Bowl contenders. This year we have the Immaculate Catch coming back. The rematch of it, the Raiders Steelers.
Oh yeah.
It's just great marketing all around. I'm so proud of them.
Tony's so happy. Football season's back.
Football season's back.
Tony, how are you gonna watch the games in Lithuania?
Like this.
Like this. I'm gonna stream them for you. Just through our stream.
That's illegal.
30 minutes before the stream, he's gonna be like, "Hey, who won?
Illegal.
Who won?"
Hey,
I don't know. I'm gonna figure something out.
By the way, Edward's on it with the Bills and Chiefs. They play October 16th.
That's got to be the Monday night game, right?
No, it's
No?
midday.
It's Monday.
it's
It is
midday.
a midday game.
Midday
It's
game.
a 12 o'clock game.
What's the Monday night game that week?
It's a 3:00 game for you guys.
Oh.
It's a fucking next day game for me.
All right. Are we done with must-sees here?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna find the primetime game for that week because I'm curious now. but
I'm
you guys
curious
go
too.
ahead and keep
What
going.
is better than that game? All right. Last segment of the day. Last segment of this
Over or
stream. Over or under? Basically, I'm going to ask you guys a question, and you guys are going to tell me over or under. We'll go with Daniel and then wrap around. You guys can give
Broncos
reasons,
Chargers.
give reasons
Speed round,
why.
let's go.
Yeah, we don't really have to speed run through it,
Oh,
but it's
primetime.
yeah,
Yeah, we do.
Time
Because
out.
my laptop's dying.
Monday Night Football that week is Broncos Chargers.
Dallas and Philly play that week.
Yeah, in Philly, Sunday night.
In Philly, yeah, they play in Philly. Then the next week they play different teams, and then I think they play each other again in Dallas for Christmas Eve.
No, because that's October.
no, because that's
16th.
over 16th.
Oh, October. I'm stupid. Never mind. Wrong month. Dallas, Philly, and Philly is the primetime game over the Bills and Chiefs. Get fucked. Go Cowboys. All right, go ahead, move on.
Josh also said January 3rd, Bills Bengals is the game to watch. Not really, because somebody will have already won their division and they'll be benching players. So yeah,
that's the last game of the season.
it's the last week of the season. So either they're gonna be playing for a playoff spot, which the Bills won't be. They'll already be in, and I think the Bengals will already be in too. So it might not be a must watch. Over and under. I'm gonna give you guys. There's just 10 of them. It'll go by pretty quick.
Casually shitting on the chat. It's Josh though. It's okay.
Yeah. Josh, you can troll around in our chat anytime. All right, first over under. Joe Burrow threw for 4,611 pass yards last season. Joe Burrow over or under 4,000 pass yards this season. Daniel?
Boy, gotta make you think.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, Joe Burrow's got a fucking huge cock. Give me the over.
Over because of the huge cock.
Give me the over.
Nice cock.
That's a sensible part. It's a sensible part.
All right, Tony. Over or under?
Over.
Steven?
I have to agree over.
I also agree over. I think he's going to be over. He might be close to what he had last year. He's got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Exactly the same amount.
Exactly. It's going to be 4,611.
Yeah.
Could you fucking imagine?
4,001. That's it.
4,001. Imagine what, Daniel?
If he has the exact same fucking.
You think that's ever happened before in NFL history?
I'm sure it has happened, but it'll be really hard to find.
But back-to-back seasons like that?
Yeah. I doubt
with
that's
the
ever
same
happened.
quarterback? I doubt that's ever happened.
I don't know. Tony's moving his camera angle.
He's trying to plug in.
Oh, we're getting a POV. Let's go.
POV of Tony. All right.
Getting ready for the casting couch.
Little casting couch over there. All right, next one. With his 6-game suspension being appealed, Deshaun Watson over under being suspended more than one season. So you think he'll be over the entire season or under the entire season?
I think it'd be a terrible look for the NFL. I think under though.
You think it'll be under?
I think here's a good a big thing to think about, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but first, okay, 2 points. First point, all of it is alleged so far. He's not been proven guilty of anything. I do not condone it in any sense.
None of us do.
But innocent until proven guilty, right? It's at a legal level. The NFL, obviously, it's a bad look on them. But at the legal level, he has not been proven guilty of anything. Second point. I forgot what my second point was.
While you think about that being said, 27 allegations is a lot of allegations.
But think about this. I'm not trying to defend him in any way. You don't think that 27 women could just band together and be trying to get some dough? They
very well could. And they all did. They all are getting paid.
They all got paid out.
A lot of them have been settled.
Yeah. But
so that's where my reasoning is. Obviously none of us actually know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing. Calvin Ridley got the same suspension for betting on a game. And but look, Edward just put it in the chat. Calvin Ridley will ensure it's over. There you go. I agree with him. That was great timing, Edward. But but yeah,
a little massage is the same as reefer.
Massages are the same as reefer. Okay,
I'm
Tony.
Go under with a bad look on the NFL.
Tony?
I think it's gonna be under.
You think it's gonna be under as well? How many games do you guys think he gets?
I think he stays with the 6.
No, I think.
What do you think, Steven?
I'm gonna go with 9 tops, but I think he'll stay with 6, but it'll extend it to 9 if anything.
I think he's gonna get 10.
10? I'm actually.
I think they have the masseuse conference to set him up.
The conference that's down the street in Cleveland. That's why it chose the Browns. But here's the thing. I think it's going to be over. It would be a really bad look on the NFL if he's not suspended for more. I mean,
it's a long season though.
You're right though, Daniel, with him being innocent till proven guilty, all that kind of stuff. And whatever happens, I hope that justice is served either way. I don't condone any of this, but this is crazy. The whole situation. The Browns, you guys are dumb, by the way. The whole organization.
Well, you see how they structured his contract, right?
Yes.
They knew exactly this was going to happen, so they're only paying him $1 million.
$1 million this year, and the rest of it throughout the other years, which is crazy.
So they're betting on him being suspended.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Browns are stupid. I mean, the Texans fleeced them in the trade that they made, but it is what it is.
Texans finally got the best end of a stick.
Right.
I'm surprised
Other
that we
than-
were all on the underside of that, except for Casey.
Yeah, I think it's over for sure. I think in a couple days.
It won't be more than a year. I don't think it will.
I don't know. We'll find out.
17 weeks, I don't think.
We'll find out here real shortly, though.
Yeah,
next
we will
couple
find
weeks,
out.
I think we'll know what the actual number will be.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I got on that. But give me the over. Here's one for Tony. Pittsburgh Steelers
Over.
over or under 7.5 wins this season. They
Over.
haven't had a losing season since 2003, and Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season in Pittsburgh. Is this the year it
I don't know why you're
finally
so- I already said
happens?
over.
Tony's on the over already. What do you
Here's the
think?
thing. 7.5 does not put you over 500, and I don't think that the Steelers have more games than lost. Or what? I don't think they break 500. I put them at 8 games, so I'm going to take the over.
Tony, you're on the over as well?
Yeah. I'm telling you, they're going to be above 500.
Steven?
I have them over. I think 8 wins is the least amount of games they should win, so they should be over that 7.5.
I have them under. I have them at 7-10 this year. I think that's what their record's going to be. They're just in a they're. You guys might steal one from the Bengals or the Ravens, but I think 3 out of those 4 are losses. But we'll see. That's why you guys play the games. Which, like you said, Tony, that your games are always a bloodbath. So we'll see what happens there.
We are
What
also-
rule do they-
We're also staying on the East Coast this time, so we don't have to worry about
That
time
is true.
changes.
You guys are traveling the least amount out of any team this year, aren't you? Yeah. The Steelers don't leave the Eastern time zone this year, which boggles my mind.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mitchell Trubisky is their quarterback, yes?
Mitchell Trubisky is their quarterback.
As of now, yeah.
As of now, who's competing? Oh, Kenny Pickett. That's right. You guys drafted Kenny Pickett. That guy will be good in
so
a couple
Mitch
years, I think.
Trubisky is your quarterback.
Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky is the quarterback. Next over under. The Chicago Bears, who I think will be the
Under.
worst. They're going to be the worst team, the worst
Yes.
team in the league.
Do we
They're
all
going to have
say
the
under?
worst. They're going to have the worst offense. Let me read the question. They're gonna-
You already know the answer.
I think you guys are all going here anyway. Chicago Bears scoring 30.5 points in any game this season. Over or under? Any game. Over
Do they play
30
the
and a half
Texans at any
points.
point?
Over or under 30 and a half points. Will they ever get
taking
over
over.
30 and a half points?
I'm taking over
They're gonna
at least
they're
one
gonna
time.
score 30 points all season combined.
They're not that bad.
That's the game I want to watch. The fucking Lions against the Bears.
Oh,
It's still the NFL.
I want to see the
I
Bears
get
against the
the over.
Jaguars.
Who did the Bears play this year? Let me see.
I'm looking up the schedule real quick.
Alabama.
We want you, Tep.
And
Oh,
MSU.
their offense is terrible. They did nothing to help Justin Fields. They didn't do anything offensively. They didn't get any receivers. They got rid of Allen Robinson. There's no way.
Chicago plays the Houston Texans at home September 25th.
Oh, that might.
Ooh, that's
The
a
Chicago Bears play the New York Giants.
the week after.
The Chicago Bears play the Detroit Lions in Chicago.
They
They
play
play
them
the
twice.
Falcons.
Right. But they'll play them in Chicago at one point, is what I'm getting at.
They also play the Falcons.
They also play the Falcons at one point. Other than that, I don't see them, getting anywhere close. But one game out of all of those, give me over 30 bucks.
Tony?
35, isn't it?
over.
30 and a half.
Nah, I don't see him going over.
It's a good
30,
number, isn't
honestly.
it?
Yeah.
Steven?
I think I'll take the under.
See, it's hard. It's hard. I'm taking the under as well. I don't think they're going to do it.
Give me the over.
I think
Edward
they'll
says
hit 30,
over.
but I don't think they'll go over 30.
Josh, your team is a joke. Josh said that their
Hey, you
schedule's
watch
full
your
of
fucking
jokes.
mouth, I'm right here.
They play Washington. Washington has a decent defense.
Yeah,
though.
Washington's a good team.
Washington does have a decent defense. Yeah, they'll be.
They
they'll
got
be good
Chase Young. I mean,
there. Yeah,
they'll-
Chase
they'll-
as if he can stay healthy
Washington's going to be a dark horse in the NFC.
to win your
Didn't-
division
didn't-
or the NFC
Not to come out
altogether.
the NFC.
They
but
won't win the division, but they'll be
no,
better.
no.
Next
Who's the
question.
quarterback? Oh,
Who's the- yeah, 'cause it's-
Carson Wentz. We sent him on
Carson
over
Wentz.
and fleeced him for some picks. All right, we're done with Carson Wentz. Okay. Next, over under. Austin Eckler last year had 12 touchdowns last season.
over.
Over or under 11 and a half this year.
Oh, the health issues.
Mm-hmm.
12 touchdowns?
He had 12 last year. He should have
So
had
you're
more.
doing Over
He's
under
saying 11 and a
12 here?
half.
11.
and a half.
11.5 is the number.
Give me the over.
Over?
Chargers high caliber. Give me the over.
Tony?
I'm gonna go over. I'll give him more than 12.
I'll give him 12 at least.
I'm giving him 12 exactly, just like Steven. So there's that right there.
No, he said 11.5.
Edward says under right there. And we're not even going to read Josh's comment. All right, next person. Jamar Chase had 13 receiving touchdowns last year. Over or under 13.5 receiving touchdowns for Chase this year?
13.5.
13.5.
For Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. We do the halves because if you say 13, you can be like, what if it's the same? No, we're not doing that.
I'm going to go under. I think he'll get 13.
Tony thinks 13.
13 and Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase over under 13.5 receiving touchdowns.
How tough is the Bengals schedule?
Don't know. Not in the NFC North. They don't have it up right now.
NFC North.
Oh, it's because they got to play the fucking...
They play the Ravens, the Browns,
the Steelers.
The Steelers.
I think it'll be under.
Give me the over.
I say
Give
over.
Me the over.
I think it's going to be over.
2-2.
I think he gets 14, though. That's my number for him.
Over.
He also has T. Higgins to help him out. So T. Higgins will have a better year.
I was kind of like, man, because T. Higgins is there, but I think they're going to score a lot this year.
I say he has 12 or 13.
I was kind of hoping T. Higgins would draft... Well, the Colts would draft T. Higgins when they came up to him, but we got Michael Pittman a little later, and I actually like the pick they made. I actually have his jersey on right now. So, but yeah, give me over. I like over by half. I thought 14. Next one. Tom Brady last year had 5,316 pass yards. He led the league in that stat. Tom Brady over or under 5,000 pass yards this year?
Under.
That was quick. You guys think the old age is getting to him right now, huh?
Tom Brady had a ridiculous season last year for absolutely no reason, and I just don't see it happening again. I have doubted Tom Brady before, and I told myself I would never do it again.
He's going to get 6,000 because of the stream.
I changed my mind. Give me the over. Give me the over.
Over 5,000?
Give me the over.
I'm also giving him the over 5,000. I don't think it's going to be 5,300 like last year, but it'll be just north of 5,000.
I've doubted Tom Brady before, and he proves me wrong every time. Give me the over.
Not doubting. Edward says under.
I say under.
And Tony says under as well?
Under.
All right. Next one goes to
above 4,000.
Next one goes to your Cowboys. Trayvon Diggs had 11 interceptions last season.
Under.
Over or under 10.5 interceptions for Diggs this year?
Under. Way under.
Yeah.
He's not gonna.
He had a freak season last year.
I say under 2.
He'll probably have 2 or 3.
Again,
I think he'll have more than 2 or 3, but I don't think he's gonna have
Cowboys
11.
Fan. I think he'll have like 6 or 7. I don't think he's as good as people think he is after last season. He's a great cornerback. He knows how to read, and he knows how to look for the ball, and he's got great hands. He is a ball hawk. I don't.
You just can't be beat.
For the amount that you're putting us at, you said 11.5?
10.5.
10.5, even then.
10.5.
Damn, Josh gave him the under.
I'm going to take him at 7. 6 or 7.
Yeah, Josh gave him an under, which is surprising to me. But that's a good realistic take on you, Josh, because I don't think he's gonna get. I don't even think he'll get close to 10. He might have like 6 or 7.
He's a good cornerback. He was nowhere near Defensive Player of the Year last year. Like
last year was a freak season, dude.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Also, like some of the interceptions he got were thrown right to him. Like like they were just bad passes.
Or they were bounced out of somebody's hands.
They were bounced out of someone's hands.
Straight into his somehow. It was nuts. I mean, I love the guy. But yeah, give me an under at 6 or 7.
Edward says, "Give me the under" because he deleted Twitter.
He's getting flamed, dude.
I know. I saw that.
Like 2 videos.
Apparently, it's because of training camp. In training camp,
he said he doesn't want any distractions for his Super Bowl run. That's what he said.
I mean, that's a good mindset for your player to have. You want him to do that, so that's good.
Fuck yeah.
We got 2 more of these left. This one goes to
what? Give me the over. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God damn it.
14.
Let's go for 20.
This one goes to the Steelers for Tony. TJ Watt had the most sacks last year with 22.5 on the season. Over or under 20.5 for Watt this year?
Yeah. 20.5. That's a good number.
Tony, you go first.
I know. I'm thinking. That's good. It's a big number, man. God damn. I mean, TJ Watt is only maturing. He's only getting better and better. 22 is a hard number, though.
20.5.
I'm gonna believe in him. He's going over.
Over just barely?
He's saying he has no faith in his team.
Nah, I say 23.
23? So Tony says 23. That's a lot. That's more than last year.
That's what I'm saying. He's only getting better.
Daniel, what do you think?
I'm trying go for Steven real quick.
Steven, what do you think? Edward says under.
So every year he's gotten progressively better in sacks. 7, 13, 14, 15, and then 22. Can he match the 22?
So the 22 is kind of an outlier there because what did you say, 7, 13, 14, 15?
15, and then it went up to 22 last year.
So he's averaging like 14.
He's been averaging around 14, 15 a year.
Yeah.
And then the 22 skews it. I think it'll be under. I think he'll be at 18, 19. But we'll see.
I think he'll be under as well. I think he comes down to earth. I'm giving him like 15. So it's just one of those weird seasons that he had. So give me the under. I think it's 15. Tony's a believer in TJ Watt. I'm a believer in him too. I wish he was on my team. That guy's amazing.
I mean, both him and his brother have always been fucking beasts. With age, they got better. JJ got his out because of fucking injury. If it wasn't for injury, he'd still be killing it out there.
Yeah.
But that whole fucking brotherhood, they're just all beasts. But I think he's gonna progress. I think he's getting progressively better, and he's barely hitting his prime. They like we did say.
It'd be 27, 28 this year.
I mean,
right in this.
You also got to keep in mind they did beef up not only the offensive line on the Steelers, but the defensive line and the backs.
You don't think that takes away from him though?
I think it might actually give him room to get by the opposing offensive line. You get bigger man to push him out of the way, and he just comes in and kills.
Yeah, that's why he's so good. He's so fast too. Like he just runs through everybody, which is insane.
I'm on board. Give me the over.
Daniel says over. Tony says over. Me and Steven are on the under. I say 15. I think he'll be 15 or maybe a little more than that, but I don't think he'll. Yeah.
17, 18.
Yeah. So last over under is aimed at the Cowboys.
Again.
Cowboys over or under 1.5 playoff wins this year.
Fuck off.
Oof. Under.
I won't do that to my boys. Give me the over just because I'm a Cowboys fan.
You gotta believe in them.
Honest here. Give me the fucking over. I will not do that.
So I saw this stat and it's hard for me too because I think you guys could, if you guys play well,
all we have to do is
win some games.
Execute the damn game.
Yep. It's just hard to believe in you guys when you've won 3 playoff games in the last 25 years. So I'm gonna say under, but I think you might win one. Depends. Also depends on who you play too. So because
it's still tough.
That's what Edward said. Depends on who it is.
Yep. Because it could be. Depends on who it is. Or it's over.
If you play the Eagles in the playoffs,
Josh says
it's
over.
totally different than playing the Rams in the playoffs.
Or Tampa Bay.
Who it is? The Dallas Cowboys will win a playoff game this year.
I think they'll win a playoff game. I don't think it really just depends on who they play.
You think they can do it though?
They can. They like I said, they have to work on not killing themselves. That's their biggest problem. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. If they can perform, and a lot of that has to do with Mike McCarthy. We'll see.
Mike McCarthy is only in his he's going into his 3rd year now.
This is his 3rd year.
So I mean, you can't really bag on him too much. The Cowboys have improved drastically. Having said that, you consider in Dak, his leg falling off and everything, but I have a lot of faith in Mike McCarthy. I think he can take a team to a Super Bowl. I think the team can win the Super Bowl. He did it with Aaron Rodgers in Philly and fucking Green Bay. Dallas just has to want it enough. Honestly, I think that's all it is at this point. You just got to want it, and you got to be able to execute, and you got to be disciplined. Discipline is the biggest key.
I'm going to go over the chat real quick. Shane, we missed you on the TJ Watt thing. He said Aiden Hutchinson has just as many or more than Watt in his rookie year, 15 to 17. That's a hot take there. I do like Aiden Hutchinson's, though, this year. Edward, Micah Parsons just match about the same numbers. LOL. So I don't think he really believes in that. Josh says over on the Cowboy wins. He says Super Bowl champions. Got it.
Yeah, brother.
Shane says got to get there first. Josh says Dak MVP, Parsons defensive player. Josh, settle down, bro. This is why everybody hates Cowboy fans.
Wait, hold on. Those are both possibilities, though.
Yeah,
not out of the realm of possibilities. You think that's going to happen this year?
I could see Micah Parsons winning defensive player of the year. I could see Dak Prescott winning MVP.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Well, we'll talk about this later. Josh says when the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, it's going to be the worst year of my life. Josh, it's not going to affect me in any way. I'm a Colts fan. I don't hate the Cowboys. I hate you.
If and when the Cowboys do finally win the Super Bowl, the world is going to end. I just want everyone to know that.
It is going to end. It's going to be a fucking apocalypse.
Everybody's going to be so upset.
Shane, I am a Cowboys fan first, but we need to get there first. I agree with that, Shane. We get there. We get at least 2 playoffs. 2 in playoffs. They can keep their head on. Josh says if we can time manage and not...
He said what I said, basically.
Yeah.
They just have to execute.
Josh is talking about the penalties like you guys had last year. We talked about earlier in the show, Josh. Cowboys out here having refs at camp. That's pretty funny. Probably calling the games in other teams' favor, just like always. But
don't the refs train also at training camps?
They do.
Like, is it like the actual refs?
Yeah. So they send them to different training camps and they do the games, and then like the preseason games, that's like their
that's like
their final test or whatever it is, or their warm up or whatever. But
their preseason, weird.
Their preseason, like everybody else. But you guys got anything else to add?
No.
No, Steven?
I'm excited for the season to start.
I'm excited for the season to start as well.
Everyone that is here hanging out with us right now, we appreciate
you.
the hell out of you.
We do.
We love you guys. And I cannot wait to see how far this stream goes. And yeah, I am just super excited for the season to start. I cannot wait. I really hope my new work schedule works and I can have Tuesday nights off so we can stream on our normal night. And I want Sundays off too for football.
Correct.
I love football.
Yeah.
And
so we're doing the stream on Sundays right now just because it's a preseason. We're allowed to do it. I mean, we wouldn't be streaming during a game, obviously, but we chose Tuesday nights as our normal times. Tuesday night, 7:30 Central, 6:30 Mountain Time for everybody in El Paso. I don't know what Lithuania time that's going to be for Tony, but
it's gonna be like fucking 4 a.m.
4 a.m. He'll be up though. He's gonna sacrifice for the stream.
Super.
He's gonna do
it's
it.
It's gonna be like 2 a.m. I think.
But it's gonna be pretty long. But we're in it for the ride. We love doing this. I mean, we did this for 2.5 hours tonight.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. That's pretty awesome. We thought it was gonna be an hour and a half. It ended up being 2.5 hours because we go on tangents and we love football. So there we go. But I'm gonna give you guys one more over under here.
Josh sends you kissy faces, Casey.
Oh, we're doing.
Wait, say that again.
Huh?
Josh is sending you kissy faces.
Oh yeah, Josh always sends me kissy faces. But
last over under. Are we going over 3 hours or under?
No, we're going under because I'm gonna take the over on our first live show because our first live show's over, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the live show here on the Audible Sports Podcast. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave any comments on anything you want to see in the next show. For Daniel, Steven, Tony, my name is Casey. We will see y'all next time.
Go Cowboys.
Good night.
Thank you.